Hey, hello everybody. Can you hear me? Uh, okay, it's just I didn't hear myself in the microphone here, but everything seems to be working. So let me know if you can hear me or not. If I have a problem, let me know. Maybe I crank the gain up a little bit here. Let's see. This is, after all, as we know, professional show business. Let's see here. It'll be this one. I'll crank it up a little bit. And you guys tell me if I'm doing okay. You can't hear me? Good, super. Thanks a lot. Who we got here tonight? We got do a little housekeeping there. We have Barry. Barry G's in the house. How you doing, Barry? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in early. And Lena, welcome. Jody, Drone Shots, Victorian Aerial Vision. How you doing? Uh, Turbo Turboomney. Turboomney. Wow. I with my eyesight looking at the computer screen out there, all those O's and M's and N's all blurred together. It took me a second to get that. Welcome. Welcome. Somebody new. Glad you found us. I don't know where you came from or how you found me, but thanks for coming in. And we have Night Train Mike. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hi, everybody survived the holiday. Eat too much. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Call me, but Victorian Brett. Okay, okay. I'm old and slow, Brett, and I've probably heard that before, but it takes me a little while before I put all the first names with everybody, and I still get them screwed up every now and then. But good. I'll try to remember that. Nobody coming in yet. I did send out some email invitations to the regular guys on my mailing list and to come in on the panel. And if you're not on that mailing list and you do want to come in and join me, keep me company here, you're more than welcome. Just let me know. Let me know in the chat, and I'll figure out some way to get a. We'll get it emailed to you. So what's new? What's new? People might be on how. Yeah, I think you're right, Brett. I think a lot of people are on holidays, and I thought twice about doing this tonight, but I said, well, we'll go on and we'll see if anybody's home or anybody shows up, and if nobody shows up, we'll make a nice short little happy holidays wish out of it, and see you all next year. But we got says 7 people, so we'll see. We'll see. I really hadn't planned a whole lot to talk about. I excuse me. I usually like to have my guests in here to have conversations and start the ball rolling. I don't like doing a solo. I don't like doing a solo act. So we'll see if somebody feels sorry for me and comes in to help me out. There is a little news. I got this. I got this email today from the FAA, and the FAA is telling me that remote ID is coming, and they want me. I mean, imagine how important it made me feel to know that the FAA wanted me to read and comment on the remote ID proposal. So I imagine that any of you guys that have a 107 or even have a drone registered probably got this email. And it looked like a lot of stuff to read. So rather than just read it, I went down and just kind of looked at the pictures at the bottom. That says 3 ways of remotely identifying, and right now the email is so small on my screen that I don't even feel like trying to figure out what they mean. Let me see if if I can read it. God, it's so tiny. Anyway, they cram all this stuff into emails, and then when you read them in your browser, I know there's ways to blow the text up. I think you can. Is it Control Plus? There it is. Yeah, there's a little shortcut trick for you guys. When you're in the Chrome browser, Control Plus will zoom it in and make everything bigger. So let's see what the 3 ways of remotely identifying aircraft are. This is a typical government flow chart here. It says full, and when I blow it up this big, of course, the graphic is a low resolution, so you can't really read it. I know that says law enforcement. This says general public and cell phone and tablet. So I imagine that they're talking about doing that online, and that goes down here to the internet, and then from the internet it goes up here to a cell tower or something that actually communicates with the drone. So the drone sends the signal to a tower, which sends the signal to the internet, which sends the signal to somebody's tablet or phone, and also it sends it down here, and I can't even begin to read what that says right there. So that's the first way. The second way, it looks the same up at the top, but here, drone pilot, within visual line of sight, and it says, but it still looks like the drone is transmitting the ID. And the third one, only community-based safety organizations can apply to establish a something. At any rate, any of you guys ever figure this out? Or the FAA ever figure? No wonder. And this is supposed to be an informative bit of information to keep us in the loop, and maybe I probably should read it. So let me, seeing as we don't have a huge crowd here tonight and not much to talk about, and nobody waiting in the green room, get ready for the next exciting step in safe drone integration. The Federal Aviation Administration has issued the proposed rule for remote identification of drones. With nearly 1.5 million drones and 155,000 drone pilots or remote pilots registered with the FAA, the ability to provide identification and location is essential to keeping drones safely separated from other aircraft in our airspace. Well, I can't argue with that. And now it says here, we encourage drone enthusiasts and anyone interested in aviation safety to read our notice of proposed rulemaking now in the Federal Register. In the next few days, a 60-day comment period will open to receive your feedback, which can help us develop a final rule that enhances safety and security in our nation's skies. And that last little sentence there basically is government speak for we wrote the rules, our minds are already made up. We'll laugh at whatever you say, suggestions you send us, but we're going to do whatever the hell we want anyway. And if I'm wrong about that, somebody tell me that I'm wrong about that. But bureaucrats in general aren't really happy to listen to the public. They think that we want to tell them how to do their job in making our lives more complicated. As a pilot, my eye is always on safety first, said FAA Administrator Steve Dixon. Safety is a joint responsibility between government, pilots, the drone community, the general public, and many others who make our nation so creative and innovative. Equipping drones with remote identification technologies would build on previous steps taken by the FAA and the UAS industry to safely integrate operations, including the small UAS rule, which covers drones weighing less than 55 pounds other than model aircraft. And the Low Altitude Authorization and Notification Capability, LANC, or LANC, however you like to pronounce it, which automates the application and approval process for drone operators to obtain airspace authorizations, assuming the airport you live right next to has Lance up and running, which my airport doesn't. So Lance doesn't do me a bit of good. These efforts are the foundation for more complex operations, such as beyond the visual line of sight at low altitudes, as we move toward a traffic management ecosystem for drone flights separate from but complementary to our air traffic management system. The proposed remote ID rule would apply to all drones that are required to register with the FAA. Recreational drones under 250 grams are not required to register, as well as people who operate foreign civil drones in the United States. So, at any rate, the FAA, I have to read the remote, the rules that they were talking about there. Jody, Rick Halber, how you doing, Rick? Good to see you. Come on in here if you'd like to keep me company. Jody, is this unconstitutional? No, it's not. None of this stuff is unconstitutional, and the reason is that we have our government appoints has legalized all of these different regulatory agencies, and these regulatory agencies can make laws. Pretty much. They don't call them laws like Congress would pass and the president would sign, but they call them regulations. And you tell me the difference between a regulation and a law. It costs you, if you either go to jail or pay a fine if you break either one. So, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people in today's political climate think our government is completely and totally out of control, because it's not being run by people we elect. It's being run by what has become known as the deep state. And of course, they deny its existence, but it's pretty evident that there is an entrenched cadre, hundreds and thousands of career government officials, appointees of different administrations who have made little empires for themselves, rule over their little departments, don't want any outside interference, and will fight to the death to keep from letting anybody screw with them. And, Donald Trump promised to screw with them. And all this crap that's been happening to him for the past 3 years is just proof that not only do they exist, but they are going to lie, cheat, and steal, and do anything they have to do to keep somebody from upsetting their little apple cart. This includes the heads of all of the alphabet agencies, right on down to the local driver's license office, where they feel like you work for them instead of the other way around. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to turn this into a political show, but all of these regulations just keep on coming. And in reality, the last thing that they're concerned about, as far as I'm concerned, is safety. They can yell safety. Nobody's killing people with drones. Nobody's running them into airplanes. It's a non-problem right now. What they want to do is they want to carve out the air lanes for all of these big, high-paying, political donating corporations that are going to dominate the delivery business with their drones. UPS, FedEx, Amazon. They're the ones that are all sitting around the conference tables when they're making these rules, and they don't want us in their way. And, that's just life. That's just the way it works. The little guys are always on the opposite end of the spectrum from the big guys, and if there's that much money involved in it, and they really think that this automated drone delivery is going to be such a good deal, I personally think it's going to fall flat on its ass and and create more problems than it solves. I mean, I think that these like everything else, these delivery drones will be falling out of the sky with 20-pound packages on them, and they're telling us we're unsafe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll all see about that. And Brett says it's all about the mighty dollar, and it always is. And anybody that expects it to be about anything other than the almighty dollar, whether that be Australian or Canadian or American, is probably young and naive and idealistic. But it is. But it is. You know, we have to accept that. I told you all the story of my little cigar business that I had for a few years, and I was regulated right out of that business by the FDA in our country because in their zeal to, oh, Michael Bainey, hello, in their zeal to get on top of all this vaping stuff, because the young kids are, you know, we're going for the vaping stuff, and the government, I think it was the Obama administration, decided to empower the Food and Drug Administration to, hey, Gary, how you doing, buddy? Brand Arrows is here. Happy Boxing Day. All right. Anyway, the Obama administration decided to just turn the whole regulation of tobacco away from the firearms and tobacco and the ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Division, and give it to the Food and Drug Administration to regulate tobacco products as though they were drugs. And they came out with this, another one of these proposed rulemaking things, but this one was a death knell to the premium cigar business. Now, the premium cigar business is a big business. Maybe 50% of the people in the Dominican Republic are directly or indirectly employed by, or their livelihoods depend on, the production of premium cigars. Same thing is true for the areas in Nicaragua that have grown into big cigar producing things. Miami, Tampa, all the Florida, these Florida cities, all the cigar lounges that are around. And a premium cigar is a handmade cigar that's made out of pure 100% tobacco. There are no chemicals, no fillers, no nothing in them. They're been around for a long, long time. They're associated with a lot of interesting things like, you know, crooked deals in back rooms. But I never looked at it that way. I always enjoyed it. It was a thing that guys did. We got together, we sat around, we smoked good cigars, had nice conversation, had a little port wine or brandy, and it was very elegant and distinguished thing to do. So the FDA decided that while they were busy sweating over the damage that the vaping nonsense was doing, they were going to throw in premium cigars with it, just lump it all together. And they came up with a bunch of rules for cigars which were so draconian. For example, if I'm a cigar company and I decided I want to invent a new cigar with a new blend of tobaccos, and all cigars, like wines, are blended differently. They have different kinds of tobacco. The tobaccos age differently. Even so far as to the wear on the tobacco plant, the leaf is pulled, because the top leaves are always the strongest, the bottom leaves are always the weakest, and you have guys who blend cigars. That's their job, master blenders that come up with these new combinations of tobaccos. Well, the FDA decided that it was going to be illegal to introduce a new cigar for sale that hadn't previously been sold or approved, and it had to go through testing like a drug. And, you know, they were talking about it costing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to get a new cigar formula approved to be sold in the United States. The packaging had to be approved by the government. And if you ever spent all that money and you ever got all that stuff approved and you started to import these things, you couldn't change anything. You couldn't change a letter on the packaging without going through reapproval. They did grandfather in anything that had been imported into the country in the past 7 years. Now, some of the cigars that we were selling, my partner at the time had been bringing into this country for 7 years, and they really weren't enforcing these things, but they haven't done away with this yet. So it's kind of a limbo thing. The cigar industry really doesn't know what the final rules are going to be. They've lobbied congressmen, senators. They're spending a fortune. These organizations are spending a fortune on lobbying against this. There's no problem with premium cigars. Not a single problem. Not a child walking down the street smoking a $20 cigar. It is a non-problem. And once again, the government has come in with draconian laws and regulations to solve a non-problem, kind of like the assault weapon problem. It's pretty much basically a non-problem, and we had to close it down. We couldn't take the risk, and I've mentioned this before, of having a $100,000 cigar shipment refused at customs, and just with no recourse. So it wasn't worth the risk anymore because you don't make a lot of money selling cigars. So now the FAA is doing it, and it's a non-problem, and drones are not killing people. We have bigger problems in our country, I think, than out of control drone deaths and damage. But there is big money behind this, and they don't want us in the way. And if we are in the way, when one of their delivery drones hits one of our Mavics, they want to make sure the laws are in place to make sure that we are the bad guy, and we're the guys that get all the fines, and they're the guys that get all the money and the judgments. So that's my take on it. I may be wrong. Maybe the FAA in this case really does care about safety, but again, if our government was that worried about safety, maybe they should open up some driving schools and teach some of these younger kids that are learning to drive to stay out of the friggin' left lane unless you're going to pass, because they sure as hell don't know the rules, and they're causing a hell of a lot more trouble than we are with our drones. Oh, man. So, Jody, did my Jumper 16 come loaded with a bootloader? You know, it's got Jumper TX on it, Jody, and not the Open TX. Which does yours have? Jumper TX or Open TX? Paul Murray, hey, how you doing, stranger? Happy New Year to you too. And the monkey was just asking about you the other day. Told him I hadn't seen you in a while. Oh, I'm still here by myself, still doing this. Okay, yours has Open TX. Yeah, that's the new batch that shortly after I got mine, they actually started putting the new Open TX. And that's the one that has the bootloader. That's ready to go. Now I'm stuck with mine. Is if I have like 15 different models in mine between airplanes and drones, and there's no way to transfer them from the Jumper TX to Open TX. I know that because I tried and it didn't work, and Jonathan Bardwell tried and it didn't work. And so what I would have to do is I would have to punch in all that stuff, and I'm not in that big a hurry to do that. But the new 2.3 Open TX for the Jumper T16 is now out of release candidate stage. It's now a stable release, and anybody with an older Jumper T16 can upgrade it. but you have to restart from scratch programming. Now, once you started from scratch and hey, let me stop a second and bring in. I don't want them to go away and feel unwanted. Let me bring in my buddy who always is the first to bail me out here. Gary,
Hey!
what's with the gloves, man?
Oh, well, I have a terrible allergy to stainless steel.
I never heard of that.
Well, nickel, chromium, and cobalt is actually what I'm allergic to. And
Yeah.
I've been in and out of the fridge a lot, and we have a stainless steel fridge. So I'm medicated, now wearing gloves to keep all this goo that's on my hands off everything else. So.
Wow. When you were in the green room, I saw those white gloves on your hands, and in my mind, I'm trying to figure out. I started listing off possible explanations.
Like Mickey Mouse, eh?
Exactly. That was my first thought. And my first thought was a Mickey Mouse impression. Where are the ears? I didn't see any ears on you.
No, just trying to keep all this all this medication off my everything else. It's just,
Oh, I can imagine. Well, I never heard of a allergy to metals. Like, I guess it's possible.
but there you go.
I guess it's possible, but that's so. How's everything with you?
Awesome. We're just doing great here. Got through the Christmas thing, and now it's Boxing Day, so we've been off to our Boxing Day sales. And
Is that what they call it?
yeah,
Is that just a Canadian thing? I never heard that.
Actually,
I never registered.
pretty much throughout the Commonwealth, British and Australian will all have Boxing Day. And it comes from a lot of people don't know what Boxing Day is. They think it's after Wrestling Day, and you go, put them up. But back in the day, the aristocracy would take all of their leftovers and whatever and put them in boxes and give them to their servants to take home for their families and give them the day off, the day after Christmas. So the day after Christmas is always Boxing Day, when you get all your leftovers in a little box. And yeah,
I had it figured to have something to do with boxes
yeah.
because of Christmas. Here in America, Boxing Day is when you box it back up to return it.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Now, when we were today at all the sales, they have big signs up, no returns on Boxing Day. So
Really?
yeah,
This is the busiest shopping day of the year here, I think. I mean, it's as bad as Black Friday, and and if you tried to get to a return counter, you'd be out of luck today.
Yeah. Well, this is our Black Friday, basically. We've adopted Black Friday the same as you, the day after American Thanksgiving. It's not a holiday, but it's a big shopping day. It's sort of the kickoff to the Christmas buying rush, and now we've always had Boxing Day sales. Now it's Boxing Week. So
I tell you, I got two. I just keep getting notifications on my phone. Banggood. Hurry, 3 days left. Unbeatable price is Goon, Goon, soon. Honest to God, you can't make that stuff up. It says Goon, soon. And then I just got an email from Race Day Quads. Hurry, final 3 days of the year. And
well, there's 7 left.
And I've learned with all these people that it doesn't matter. They wake up every morning, every one of them. They wake up twice a day, trying to come up with some excuse to sell you something for the price that they would have sold it to you anyway.
Yeah.
And there's a cigar company that I'm on their email list, Thompson Cigars. 3 or 4 times a day, I get an email from them, and I every time I do, I feel like I should go in and unsubscribe to it, but you know, I have to buy cigars now because I'm not in the business anymore. So I figure, well, I'll let them send me that stuff. But it's the same crap, same cigars, same specials, same prices every time.
Yeah.
And I become such a damn cynic. Is that what it's like? Is that why they call old men grumpy? Because after so many years of this crap, you finally just say, you know, it's all a fraud. It's all a hoax. Nothing is what it's portrayed to be. Nobody tells the truth in anywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, I get these promotions from Vistaprint all the time.
Yeah.
The printing company, right? 50% off, 500 business cards, $9.99, just limited time. And as soon as that time is up, they start it again, right? So business cards are $9.99. That's all there is to it, right?
Yeah, and they're always that way. They were $9.99 5 years ago when I bought them from Vista.
Yeah.
They'll be $9.99 tomorrow. But Banggood, they send you these if you have their mobile app, you get all of these notifications, and there's always a big graphic page full of specials, and they show you a picture of something, and then they have a price, but never ever have I ever clicked on that picture and gotten taken to the page where the price is anywhere close to what the price was in the notification. Not even close. I mean, you'll see something that says $13, you know, and you say that's too good to be true, and then you get to the thing and it's $85, and you say, well, why did you send me something that's a, and you can't talk to these people because they don't speak English, and it would be a futile effort. I do buy some stuff from them. The only problem, and they're okay. They get you the stuff, and if they screw up, they make it good. They give you refunds, but the shipping, you know, it's a month, and you have no clue when it's going to get there. They say that they give you tracking, but most of the time the tracking numbers, they never go anywhere. They just say no tracking information available. I got a little tiny part I ordered 6 weeks ago from them, and I got a notice 2 weeks ago that it shipped. It was $11, and I don't know where the hell it is. I do know that if it doesn't show up by January the 26th, which is the date that their thing says it's expected to be delivered, expected delivery date January, then on the 27th, if I haven't gotten it yet, and I send them an email, I will get an email back thanking me for being such a great customer, hoping that I'm having a wonderful day, and sorry that I'm having so many troubles, and apologizing again on behalf of everybody from the Chinese president on down for the problems that I had, and that my issue will be elevated to their absolutely highest authority, and I can expect a resolution in a week or two. And then, you know, within a week or two, I'll get my $11 back.
And Zheng Xiaoping has sent his apologies and endorsed the check for $11.
I mean, it is absolutely, and you know, our companies aren't much better.
No, I ordered something from a cookware store in Canada for my wife for Christmas, and I ordered it on the 28th of November. And it's a Canadian company, so I'm not going to have the hassle of, you know, customs and duty and all the other stuff, right? 28th of November, order the thing. 3 weeks later, I start into the email and the phone calls, and long and short, finally I got it on Monday, 2 days before Christmas. But, you know, 4 weeks delivery is a little strange from one place in Canada to another, you know. But
well, you know, Banggood's got they have a warehouse, a USA warehouse. I don't know exactly where it is. I think it's on the West Coast, more than likely. And it still takes, when you order something from the USA warehouse, it's still 2 weeks to get here.
Yeah.
Still 2 weeks. I mean, I buy everything I can on Amazon if I can, but because of the fact that it gets here, and sometimes even if you have to pay $5 or $10 more for some of these drone type things that you could get on race day quads and all that, because from Amazon, no sales tax, no shipping. If I buy a $10 part from Race Day Quads, it's going to cost me $15. So if I find it on Amazon for $11.99, it's worth the extra $2. It's actually cheaper because I don't
Well,
have to pay. I don't have to pay $4.99 shipping.
yeah, if I find it on Amazon for 11.99, I have to add 30% because it's American money to Canadian. So
You don't
yeah,
have a Canadian Amazon site with probably your own
yeah,
prices on it?
Amazon.ca is different than Amazon.com, and yeah, but you'll end up still paying. Sometimes you'll pay customs fees coming across the border. If it's delivered by UPS, typically it's $40 for the documentation, and you'll pay 13.5% in harmonized sales tax coming across. So, yeah, they'll catch you. They'll get their pound of flesh.
I had I knew a guy that actually did business in Canada, and I don't know how anybody can do business in Canada with the strange tax laws that you guys have up there.
Yeah.
But evident, they do, and people will put up with it. They'll put up with it. So I got news, guys. Got news. I canceled my Skydio order. Say it ain't so, Mitch. I sent him $100 on October the 1st, the day they announced this stuff. I was supposed to get my drone sometime in November. And now it's a few days from January, which makes that's like 90 days since they've been holding on to my $100 and enjoying it. And when I put the deposit down, like most people, I said, I need this drone like I need a hole in the head,
Yeah, yeah,
I need any drone. I need another drone of any kind, like I need a hole in the head. I got two Mavic 2s, a Zoom and a Pro. And between the two of them, anything I need to do in the photography realm or anything like that, I can do. I'm not a snowboarder, skier, dirt bike rider, athletic kind of guy. But I did think it would be kind of cool to do a video following me on my motorcycle, down
yeah.
A1A. I thought that would be nice. I said, well, what the hell? This sounds great. And by the time I'm going to get mine, there'll be 100 review videos out on it, and then I can make the decision since it's a refundable deposit.
Yeah.
And yes, there are 100 different review videos, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the drone is fabulous. On the beacon and following you, autonomous flight. But from everything I've seen, it sucks with the controller. To put it, to be kind.
Yeah.
The controller is garbage, and the sticks aren't all that precision. The drone still seems to have a mind of its own. And today, Ken Herron. Now, did you see Ken Herron's little afternoon show today?
Yeah.
Well, Ken Herron
didn't.
He didn't get along too well with that Skydio. Did you notice that? He was going, no, I don't want it. You fly it. You fly it. Poor Ron, Ron. He thought he was going to be the star of the show with Ken Herron and him and his Skydio. And Ken, first thing, he couldn't get it to take off. Too many people around it. It won't go, So everybody back up. And then they finally got it up in the air and they couldn't control it. They had to reboot the phone or something. And then Ken flies it out, and Ken's attitude was just priceless. This was his attitude. Meh. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Meh. Yeah. Meh. And I saw that, and I said to myself, what the hell am I doing? Now, somebody told me, well, I had a number one seat, first batch, that people were paying $200 for them on eBay. $2,000.
Yeah, yeah.
People that want them that bad. I got news for you. People don't want them that bad.
No.
And by the time if you pay $1,500 for the whole works, which is what the drone, the 2 controllers, and 2 extra batteries are going to cost you, $1,500, and you manage to sell it for $1,700 on eBay, and they take their 10%, and then PayPal takes their 3%, you're going to end up losing money on the deal anyway. So I said, why should I have to get involved with risking shipping it? And it's not worth it. What am I going to make, $100? I hell with it. And there's no way that I could have transferred my place in line to somebody else. I didn't even think to try. I didn't want to respond. So I wrote him an email. Please, cancel my Skydio order. It's taken too long. That's all I said. And I got 2 emails right back telling me that my email is important to them.
Of course.
And but I was surprised. Middle of the afternoon, I got an email, refund approved and issued. So I have to look at my credit card thing tomorrow and see if the $100 refund got through. I can tell you one thing. I don't think they were all that broken up that I canceled the order. I don't think.
They have as much business as they can handle, maybe more.
I know. I don't think they could. I mean, I thought at least they would take one shot at trying to save the deal.
Yeah.
You'd think if you're in business and buy an insurance policy from some guy that sits in your living room for 4 hours and then call him the next day and say, I want to cancel, and see what happens. You'll have the friggin' corporate president taking you out to dinner the next day. They don't let go. They don't let go of that stuff.
Nope.
Skydio went, we're sorry. So evidently they do. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of little things that I've picked up from a lot of these reviews that for the kind of flying that I do would, there's only one thing that I can think the Skydio would be useful for, and that's if I was doing a lot of really trying to fly through the woods, the obstacle avoidance, but I don't do that kind of flying.
Well, Ken Dono did one, and he compared the Skydio to a Mavic Pro, and the Mavic Pro was pretty capable at following, even with the little branches.
Yeah, but no, it's nowhere close to this thing.
No.
Maybe I saw a number of other videos of other guys that did that comparison and kept crashing their Mavics into things. And
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to take it down A1A, right?
yeah, I could probably have my Mavic follow me down
it's
A1A.
going to be fine, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've got a Mavic Air, and it does all of those things, and probably for less money than the Skydio. But I've never used the follow me. Oh, actually, I used the follow me mode once just to see if it worked. I had Paul Hodges from Phantom Hodges drone, and I had him
He
run
can't
around.
run all that fast anyway, I don't think.
No, but it kept up with him. That was kind of amazing. He was doing a dipsy doodle through the field, and it followed him. And it wasn't a prize. That's sort of one of the little novelty things that it does, right? And I don't know. I don't use the orbit modes or the follow me's or
I don't either.
stuff. I fly it, and I fly
Yeah.
it for cinematographic.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, well, new teeth ago. But yeah, I don't use the gimmicks anyway. So to me, there was no appeal to the Skydio. And the same with the Mavic Mini. Does the Mavic Mini follow you?
Yeah, I think it has a follow mode. I'm pretty sure it does, but I have no use for that either. Like I say, I've got 2 Mavic 2s, which I think are some of the finest drones out there. And why do I need? So I decided not to. I decided, you know what, this is stupid. I don't even want the temptation of getting the email from them telling me that my order is ready to ship. I didn't even want that. I just wanted off the train, So,
Yeah.
and
Well, I didn't get on the train, so it was okay.
so they used $100 of my money interest free,
Yeah.
for 3 months. What a nice guy I am.
The other company that's doing that a lot is Tesla. You know, they'll
Oh
take
yeah.
$1,000 deposit down on a car and tell you you're going to get it in a couple months. But the Tesla Cybertruck, they were doing that with $100 deposit, and they got what 25,000 people to put down 100. So
$100. Yeah.
$2.5 million worth of people saying, "Look, I got a piece of paper from Tesla saying I'm on the list for the Cybertruck."
Well, the guy next door to me just tore down his old lean-to shed on the side of the house, and I asked him if I could have all the scrap sheet metal so I could build me a Tesla Cybertruck too.
There you go.
Yeah. Josh Elam, somebody who hasn't been here before, says I've used Orbit a few times on my Mavic Pro. Welcome, Josh. Thanks for coming in to our stream. We don't have a ton of people here tonight. Everybody's either hungover, drunk, or still on vacation. But Josh, I'm going to go ahead and welcome you and give you a blue wrench. Why won't it? Where is my moderator thing? Something is screwing up here on this chat. Let's see. I click on that, and it just says go to channel, but I don't have the moderator thing. Well, Josh, I'll try again later. I don't know what the hell happened there. Maybe, no, I'm logged in on this thing. Something screwed up. Yep, something is screwed up here. It's not that important. We'll catch you next time, Josh. Give you a blue wrench.
We'll put them on the list.
On the list, yeah. So,
now, did he send you a deposit?
yeah. Let me try something here. Let me just go ahead and refresh this and see if I get the chat up in here now. Because the chat, and now if I hit here, yeah, now it says go to channel report block. I'm the owner of this thing. It should give me the options to ban people and make moderators, but it's not doing it for some reason. That's weird.
Wow.
This thing was created on my old guy in a drone channel, I'm sure, wasn't it? It showed up there anyway. I don't know.
Paul Hodge just dropped in. He says, have a quick hi. Leave in about 6 minutes. He's here to show his support. Hopefully he left a like. Everybody.
Okay, good. How you doing, Paul? And Jim just came in here, Above and Beyond Drones. My buddy, how you doing?
And
it says here I've signed out of YouTube. That's the problem. How the hell could I have signed out of YouTube? Well, that didn't make any sense. Now let's see if I can do it. No. YouTube is screwed up tonight. I'm glad at least the live stream is working.
Yeah.
Oh, it just says go to channel report and block. At least it let me block, but it's not going to let me make. It's not going to let me make somebody a moderator. It's doing weird things.
Yeah, so you're not logged in.
No, but I am logged in because it's allowing me to block. Well, I am a moderator, so on this thing.
Yeah.
It says
Go to channel report, remove, put user in timeout, or hide user on this channel.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me says here. It says, oh, I'm logged in the wrong account. Is what I did. So manage my Google. I don't want to do that. So how do you log out?
Well, just open a new window.
Manage your Google account. Just looking for sign out. There it is. Okay, sign out. Sign in again. Where does it? It doesn't give me the option of. It just says verify it's me. That's the problem with having. Continue. I wanna select an account. Here it is. Okay, there it is. That's what I want to sign in. Now I'm supposed to enter my password. I'm supposed to remember my password. try that one. No. Tell us a joke, Gary.
Okay.
I'll pull that old Ken Herron trick. I
Why
want to find out
why
what.
can't Christmas trees sow?
I'm not listening.
Oh.
Try that again.
Why don't Christmas trees sow?
Why don't they so?
Because they keep dropping their needle.
This is worse than Ken Herron's not going to be on tonight, and
Oh, he was on this
so
afternoon.
yeah. So this is. I mean, where's Carlson? There he is. Hey, I was going to say. I was just thinking about Art,
Ah!
and and I was saying he has no excuse to run out early tonight because Ken Herron's not on. So-
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
We're having a
Hi,
pitch
Art.
marathon here.
What's that?
Yeah, there we go.
We'll stay on till tomorrow.
I'm
Yeah.
still trying to. I'm still trying to find my my password here.
Oh, boy.
All right, so let's try this password.
OGAAD 123.
It liked that one. Okay, so now if I go to here, all this just to make somebody a moderator.
Yeah, Josh.
Can you believe it? Okay, so now let's go back to Josh here.
Let's go moderate.
No, it still says it still doesn't give me that option. And if I
Oh,
and I am logged into the right account, so there is something wrong here. There is a problem here.
there is with Houston, we have a problem.
We have a problem. Yeah. Ah well. All right. Let me pop that chat out again so that I can.
Everything's on hold for Josh. Hold on a second.
I'm telling you, man. Well, we like to make our people. We want to make people feel welcome here.
Yeah.
So there we are. Okay. So I'm going to try it one more time now that I got the chat popped out.
Okay.
No,
So-
it doesn't. It doesn't. It just gives me three options: go to channel, report, and block. It doesn't give me the make a moderator option like it usually does. So at any rate,
You can't even hide them now.
Yeah.
can't do anything. I'm powerless, and I'm the boss. This is my deal.
Well, I just want to say,
Hey,
Hi,
don't leave Josh just because we can't make you a moderator. Gee,
Checking out a few minutes anyway.
hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button and tell your friends. Thanks for coming in, Josh.
hey, Gary, Michael Jackson only had one thought.
Yeah, I know. I'm allergic in both hands, so
Is that what that's about? You're allergic to something? You gotta.
yeah, I'm allergic to stainless steel. I've been in and out of the fridge so many times with the stainless steel handles that I all broke out. So
Oh,
It won't even let me. It won't even let me chat now. It says create a channel to join the chat. What the hell? Let me start all over again here.
There we go.
Let's go to my just go to my regular page, and it says here I am logged in as old guy. I wonder if I actually create, and there you are, and now it's just not recognizing me.
I recognize you. That's you, right?
Yeah, there
I
you
don't
are.
get it.
Yeah,
So sorry, guys. I can't. I won't even let me type in the chat.
You're right
now.
there.
there you go. Now you got right that guy right up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm wondering what the hell is
Art's
going
down
on.
there.
Yep, that's
I'm
right.
wondering what the hell is going on
Gary
with
is up there.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah.
what
You got-
is going
you got
on. All right,
those
this is on the
figures.
old guy in a drone channel because I'm looking at it, and there we are live. That's the
Yeah.
video.
Okay, now pop that chat out.
I did. It won't let me log in either in the chat there. So I am probably logged into my Google browser, perhaps, under a different account. So let's check
Yeah.
up here and where it says paused. Sync is paused. Sign in again. Oh, okay. So old guy in a drone.
So how was everybody's Christmas yesterday?
Fabulous.
You keep talking. I'll figure out what the hell's going on here.
Well, I was sick yesterday.
No.
Yeah, I woke up tired, went over to my sister's, fell asleep while I'm waiting for everybody to show up. Then we do the gift unwrapping, and then I went and took another nap. My niece and her boyfriend, they left, and her daughter and her boyfriend left, so it was just my sister and my grandnephew. And I just slept, and when I woke up, I just said, I just can't do this. I'm not feeling very well. Went home, slept some more, had a simple dinner, and just watched TV. Well, I had to work today, so I couldn't stay up late. So,
Not
You
good.
they actually made you work today, huh?
yep, working today and tomorrow, and Monday and Tuesday, and then I have the rest of the week up. Yeah, I
Cool.
don't know if I had the flu or what. I didn't feel, I wasn't hot, I wasn't cold. I was just really sluggish.
Huh.
So
Well, there you go.
All right. So now I'm logged back into Google again,
there you go.
but I'm logged in under my normal Gmail address, and it's still telling me to create a YouTube account.
And there's Kenny from Cardosa Media. Just
Oh, there we go. Hey, Kenny.
I can read the chat, but I can't. I just can't participate.
Now,
How
Kenny was-
stupid is this?
did Kenny get his? Did he get his Mavic?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Kenny in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is he the one that lost his Mavic the other day?
No, Kenny, that fabulous stuff you see from Cardosa Media is all done with a camera on the ground or a Spark.
Oh,
Really?
Oh yeah, unbelievable stuff.
okay. Well, hello, Jody. Drone Shots is here, and Jerry from Drone Obsessed, and Jim from Above and Beyond, Victorian Aerial Vision, Joe's RC Corner. We got a good
Welcome,
crowd.
guys. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop trying to fool with this chat.
Yeah.
Something has done
stop
something
fiddling
somewhere,
around with
and I've logged in under every account I have, and it still doesn't like me. I can read the chat, but I can be the host.
There
I
you
just
go.
can't. It won't let me type. Stupid.
Yeah,
I
the
don't- I
hostess
don't
without
get
the
it.
mostest.
I don't get it. And you know what? Maybe it's the. It can't be the fact on this. Oh, wait a minute. It
Oh.
might be that I'm logged in under my other Gmail account in the browser where I'm running the StreamYards. Maybe
There-
that's what it is. But I'm not going to screw. I'm not going to screw with that. I'm going to leave
Yeah,
everything.
there you go. Good eye.
But I was chatting away there for a while. I had no problem typing in the chat.
Well, if you type in the chat now, what comes up?
I can't type. I hover over the place to type in it, and it comes up with a box that says "Create a channel"
Huh?
to join the chat. It won't let me. I've never seen anything like this. And if I can click on the three dots, and it tells me go to channel report and block, but I can't post a comment in the chat now. But I'm not gonna fool with it anymore because I have a microphone. I don't have to type comments. I can actually.
You can comment.
The concept of actually vocalizing. Remember
There
that?
you
Remember
go.
that? When you're sitting in a car and they're texting you from the back seat, and you turn around and you say, "Don't people talk anymore?"
Yeah.
When my kids want to have a conversation all day texting, and I call them on the phone, I knew you were going to call. I say, "You goddamn right, I'm going to call." So I'm not going to sit here all day typing on this little tiny keyboard trying to make you understand what I mean. That's why we talk.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I think maybe the next evolution is we'll lose our vocal cords and it'll all be text.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I saw four teenage girls in a car, and none of them were talking. They were actually texting each other from the back seat to the front seat. This is not a joke. This is for
Yeah.
real.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
kids, Bob Casey here. How you doing, Bob?
Yeah, Bob Casey. Chris Hope.
Bob calls me Professor Mitch. I don't know if he's being facetious and making fun of me or he's complimenting me, but I'm going to take it as a compliment.
Chris Hope has just joined us too.
Yeah,
Hey,
Hope.
Chris, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good to see you. I'd say hi to you in the chat, but it won't let me type. What happens if I try to post a comment up here in the, let me type test in here and see what happens. See how it shows up. If I say type test in the chat.
Yeah, I see it.
It comes up old guy in a drone. Well, you know where I entered that? I entered that in the chat that's alongside the StreamYards.
Yeah, right over here.
And that worked. It just in the window itself.
But you know
Well, let me.
what?
It's
Oh,
something strange. So I can post comments if I comment if I use the window that's sitting up there next to the. Is that Mel I see?
Yeah, it's Mel.
Oh,
Mel.
man.
Hey Mel, we start at 6:00 here.
Yeah.
Mike Roach just came in too. So we're
Mike
getting-
Roach, hey, you know what? No, there's no Ken Hearn tonight, man. This is what you're gonna get. You don't like this? Go watch
the
television.
7 o'clock rush here.
Yeah, that's great.
We have
That's great.
EBR FTV.
Eber, yeah, EBR, he's here. He's the most prolific YouTube FPV video poster in the free world. I've never seen anybody flies as much as he does. Mel says crap at 6 p.m. for him. Yeah, we had that problem the other day, Mel. So I was hoping Mel would come on and tell you the story. He told me on the phone last night about his little FPV flying adventure the other day.
Oh,
And what happened? You all know that I helped him configure that.
oh yeah, I saw the
that drone
live
is-
stream where it kept flipping over.
Yeah, well, we figured that out, but then there's more to the story.
Oh,
So
okay.
a lot more, but I didn't want to tell. I thought Mel would like to tell that story.
Yeah, come on in, Mel. Come on, sis, Mel. And tell
Yeah,
us all
it was,
about it. Yeah,
it was
lie,
something.
lie down here on the couch and show us on the drone. Where did the drone touch you? Where? What?
No, nobody got cut. That's the good news. That's
Oh,
the
that's-
good news. There he is. All right, everybody. Let's bring in Mr. 400 AGL, affectionately known as Crash.
Or how about
Sorry about that, Mel. I had to make fun of you.
We'll call him Flip.
Flip.
Yeah, crash, flip. Just don't call me late for supper.
Yeah, there you
Oh, okay,
go.
we wouldn't do that. How you doing, Mel? I say, how you doing, Mel?
I'm doing okay. I had to get the YouTube audio muted there because I was getting the double
Yeah.
talk.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing really, really good.
Oh, good.
Good.
So you told everybody I crashed already, huh?
Well,
But see, technically, I didn't crash.
No, you flipped.
No,
no. There's so
No,
much.
there's more
the
to the
flipping is
story.
only the beginning of the story.
yeah. We figured out the problem with why it was flipping and all that. We got all that tuned up and fixed. And then yesterday, I took the drone out to the park that I thought would be empty at 2:00 in the afternoon because it was Christmas Day and hell, the park was half full. But anyway, I found a spot way off to the side away from everybody.
Right.
And the first thing that happened was, and I didn't tell you this part, Mitch.
Oh, you mean there's something you didn't even tell me?
There was something I didn't tell you that I saved. Everybody know what this is?
Oh, that's it. Oh, did you do a Ken Heron and get mad and start?
That's your
No.
radio. That's your radio.
If you look, there's a hole in the corner there where there
Yeah.
should be a switch.
Yeah.
My momentary switch is hanging by the wires here. And I have a new one on order. It'll be here in a couple days.
Well, how did that affect the flight?
Didn't affect the flight at all.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm really lucky that that's the only thing that broke when the transmitter fell off the side of my high-rise dually four-wheel drive truck bed and landed on the ground.
Oh,
So once I determined that nothing else was wrong with the transmitter, I went ahead and flew the drone. So I flew the drone and stuff and had a really good time. And when I got all done, I packed it all up and brought it home, and literally here's what's left of it.
Oh boy. You left it on the roof, right?
Okay,
No.
that's what's left of it.
You-
No, what happened was I ended up in the air, and because I had no real intention of flying it, you can pull the full screen, Mitch, if you want.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to show anything else. The frame is in one piece, but it's broke in the middle. But anyway, I had no intention of flying it, but I ended up probably 100 feet in the air, 50 feet away. And as I was flying it to get it back to me, now see, I wasn't prepared to fly. I wasn't wearing the goggles or anything. I was just trying to get used to the throttle and the way the drone felt and all that. Because this is not a Tiny Hawk.
It's not
So-
a Mavic either.
It's not a Mavic either, or a Phantom, or an Inspire, or anything.
No,
It is
no.
an animal, is what it is.
Yes, it is.
So, as I was flying it back to me, I was concentrating so hard on the throttle, and it's basically ATTI mode. You have to fly the drone, right? So, I'm doing that, and I'm getting it coming back toward me, and I wasn't paying enough attention, and I flew through the sun.
Uh-oh.
And once I was blinded by the sun, I could no longer see. And then I couldn't see the drone anymore.
Uh-oh.
And I could not find it. Once I lost sight of it in the sun and was blinded by the sun, I couldn't find the drone again. So the only thing to do, and I don't know, it was somewhere between 50 and 100 feet. The only thing to do when you can't see your drone like that, an FPV drone, is disarm the motors. And at 50 or 100 or 200 or however many feet you are, you disarm the motors. It no longer is a drone. It is now a rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
So technically, I didn't crash it. I did not fly it into something and crash it. Though I was technically in control at the moment it hit the ground.
You were the pilot in command. Yes.
I was in control. I shut the motors off and I let it fall to the ground.
Hashtag
It fell on
fly
the
smart.
concrete, right?
And
fell
it-
on the concrete.
Landed in an asphalt parking lot. Yeah. So,
Yeah. And it set on fire, right?
well, it didn't. I never saw the flames, but the end result was lots of soot, lots of burnt stuff. Solder was melted and things were disconnected. Okay. Like,
Yeah. He
The-
held it up for me we were on Skype last night, and he holds it up and he starts showing me where I couldn't believe it.
the power leads where they soldered to the main board were unsoldered. It got so hot. So
It just
yeah,
blew the pads. It just blew the pads right off the circuit board.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
But it flew. It flew. So we got
And
it. We
it
actually
flew-
got it. We actually
flew
got
like
it
a scalded
configured.
banshee.
Yeah, we actually got it's supposed to, but we actually got it set up right and
Yeah, yep.
figured out the problem. And I was going to talk to people if anybody's an FPVer tonight and is interested about what was causing it to flip the other
EBR.
day. What was causing it to flip was something that
Probably
It's
the only
very
thing
easy-
we didn't actually check.
yeah, because it's very easy to miss. And on these flight controller boards, they have a gyro chip. Okay.
Oh,
Now, sometimes the gyro chip is mounted at a 270-degree angle or 180-degree angle on the board, and that's the way the board comes. And there's a setting in Betaflight where you tell Betaflight, and that same setting also works if you want to mount your flight controller sideways, in the board where front is in front. You tell it, okay, the flight controller is mounted 270 degrees clockwise. When you get a a target, firmware target for that board from Betaflight. It has all the settings for that board already pre-set up. So if you downloaded a brand new, fresh Betaflight target and firmware and updated that board, that setting would have been correct. But since we didn't do that, we just assumed that why would anybody mess with that setting? Nobody ever messes with that. Well, evidently somebody messed with that setting somewhere between the time that Mel got it and it was off. And that's what caused it to flip.
Yeah. So as soon as I armed the motors, the drone thought it was upside down, so it was trying to right itself.
Yeah.
And that's what it was doing when it was flipping over.
Yeah, it was going into like auto turtle mode. Just flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no harm to the battery. I did get both batteries discharged last night down to 15.2.
Good.
The charger took good care of that. I have not yet, and I remembered later. Remember the Fat Shark battery that I told you I left plugged into the goggles, and so it's totally dead? I have a separate charger for these batteries.
Yeah, you told me you didn't know where it was.
I may know where it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I do have a separate charger for these, so I'm going to plug that in and see how that happens.
Yeah, you can use any. I mean, on the goggles, it doesn't have to be that case. You can just get yourself a cheap 2S LiPo for $8-9 and strap it onto your strap.
Right. I don't think the battery actually took the impact of the crash because there is not a mark on it.
It probably crashed upside down then.
There's no way to know. It didn't break a prop.
Well,
so
it's hard to say.
It
really
had
is.
to have hit upright on an angle on one of the arms in order to break the body, to break the frame in the middle, but not break a prop and not hit the battery. And so it had to hit just right and bounce. Okay. So who knows?
Man. But I'll tell you,
no video, Chris. I wasn't recording. I was recording video. In fact, I was live streaming when I done all this.
Yeah, we were seeing it fly. We saw you were finally getting to the point where you were keeping it somewhat in the frame, and I was proud of you. I said, there, he's doing it.
I was actually getting it to hover pretty well, some of the time anyway. But yeah, so what caught fire then if the LiPo's okay? The drone itself. The power lead broke off the board and probably shorted itself up against the other power lead because it pulled the pad right off the board, and I'm sure it just touched something else. And all of that happened when the board broke, I think. But yeah, there was some soot there around it. Nothing was melted. Everything that was damaged by a short. It wasn't like there was actual flames. But yeah.
No, I don't think you. Yeah, but
yeah, there was no sign of actual flame. It was all right there. It was a short. It went poof, and then once the battery connection was broke, it quit pooping.
But I'm sure you developed a real healthy respect for the kind of performance and power that these little buggers have.
Nah.
No.
But I'm in a new project.
Oh.
Has anybody ever taken a Mavic Pro camera gimbal assembly off of a Mavic Pro?
Well,
I've seen some videos of people doing it, but I haven't done it. Is that what you're doing now? Repairing a Mavic Pro?
Probably putting them back on.
Matt North has.
It's another evidence bag.
Yeah, right. There's the sensor. Okay, there's the lens.
Okay.
That's the camera. That's the sensor. And this is the wire harness that runs around all the gimbal parts, right? And you can see I got gimbal parts here.
Oh,
if I can turn the bag just right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to put all this back together?
And here's the gimbal with the mount
Wait a
board.
minute, I'm going to need to make you big here so we can see that. There you go.
Is the gimbal with the mount board,
Yeah.
and the camera sits. How does the camera sit? Let me get this thing turned around the right way.
And why are you doing this?
This sits like so. So this would be the front, facing the front, and here's the back that you don't normally get to see on a gimbal.
Right.
And that cable, this sensor mounts to the front. If I can get a hold of it here.
Mm-hmm.
Mounts to the front of the gimbal like that. Okay, so it would hang like that. And then this cable runs around all of the stuff that allows this gimbal to move and plugs in on the top of this board right here on that long connector plug right there.
Mm-hmm.
It plugs in on that connector right there, if that'll focus on that.
Yeah.
These other
So what
two,
are you trying to accomplish?
these
You're
other
trying
two
to just
connectors
put a new
are
camera
for
on
the
this
ribbon
thing?
cable that runs to the main boards in the drone. Yeah. What I'm doing is this wire harness. You can see right there, the wires are kind of separated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where they're separated, there's actually some kinked, very badly kinked and broken wires. This is the communication cable between the sensor and the main board that sends you your video and picture stuff.
Was it a crash? What happened? Was it a crash?
Yeah, it was crashed,
Oh, okay.
and the gimbal mount was broken. So the owner of the drone replaced the gimbal mount, and after he took the thing all apart and replaced the board, this part here that makes the gimbal be jiggly and movable, he replaced that. Then when he put it all back together, the camera would no longer boot up and go through its cycle when you power the drone up.
I see.
Well, that makes sense, especially if that wire's no good.
Well, I think this is no good. So I'm going to replace that cable, that wire harness there.
Mhm.
And I think the ribbon cables that go from that board to the main board in the drone, I don't think they were plugged in and connected completely. So that's why the gimbal motors would not power up and make the gimbal go flip flop when you power the drone up.
Right.
So I'm going to
Is
replace
this
that.
somebody? Is this somebody that lives in your neighborhood?
Nope, this is somebody that lives in the Northeast neighborhood.
Oh,
So I'm going to replace that wire harness, put it all back together, and then if the gimbal powers up and moves,
Right.
once I make sure all the ribbon cables are connected well, then I'll put the drone back together and send it back to him.
there you go.
But
And now you have a new avocation.
the screws, like where the camera itself mounts to the gimbal, there's two screws in the side of that barrel that hold it on there.
Right.
And I'm kind of old. My eyes aren't so good. So I've got prescription grandpa glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
And-
making me feel really bad here. Go ahead.
And these are almost not good enough to see the screws that hold that thing together.
Really, they're really tiny, huh?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Tiny isn't understand. You would be
Well,
better
it's like the
off.
screws that in your glasses, that hold your little frames together.
Okay, that's a good example. The screws that hold your lenses in your frames are a third and 2/3 bigger than all the screws I've dealt with on this, taking this thing apart.
Yeah, they're definitely. It's definitely jeweler. You need
Yeah.
a big jeweler magnifier
Yeah.
and a lighting.
Yeah.
You need to be a jeweler to work on that stuff.
So I'm pretty sure that wire loom is bad that runs from the sensor.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I put it all back together, I'm going to make sure all the ribbon cables are plugged in really well. And it should power up and then get a signal from the sensor. I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give you something to do anyway.
But it's Drone Bum. Paul?
Oh, is that
Drone
Paul's?
Bum?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that was Mikey's old drone, huh? Philly
Is that
Mike.
where it came
That's where
from?
Paul. That's where Paul got it. Yeah, unless it's a different one, and Paul maybe put Philly Mikes in the ocean. I don't know. It's hard to tell. You need a scorecard with these guys. You know?
Yeah. Now he does have another gimbal that was in water, but he said he thought it was freshwater. So he's either gonna believe it or not, that little tiny wire harness with that connector that's no wider than the head of a pin and about 3/8 of an inch long on each end is $40 for that little thing. So I don't know if he's going to buy the harness and have it sent here, or just send me that other camera and I'll take it apart, get the wire harness out of it, put it in this one, put everything back together and see if it works.
There's a guy on the, the forums. There's a Mavic forum. Which one? I'm trying. I don't go to it all that much, but I'm trying to think of the name of this forum. It is the Mavic Pilots.
Yes.
Mavic Pilots forum, and there's always a guy in there that a repair guy, and he's always advertising that he's got tons of these Mavic Pro gimbal assemblies for sale, the whole thing, and he sells them real cheap.
Yeah.
One time he advertised, he said he had 100 of them.
Wow.
And if you need
Everybody's
parts,
enjoying looking at me while you're talking.
oh well, we like looking at you, Mel. Listen,
I
you're a star.
can't
You're a
imagine
star,
why.
and you're bringing star power to my
Hooah.
humble little broadcast. There we are.
Yeah,
okay. They do that to me sometimes too. Who does that? Spike or somebody will make me big and leave me that way, and you begin to feel really self-conscious about it, don't you?
Well, it doesn't bother me. It's just it's not my show.
Yeah,
It is now.
it is now. I don't care whose show it is. I get the watch time. You guys can have all kinds of.
Well, I got a nature break and got to refill my drink while you were.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, see, so not
I
everybody was looking at me there. Not everybody enjoys seeing me all blowed up there, man. See?
I was.
I don't know what am I going to do tonight after this show when I don't have Ken Heron to watch and smoke a cigar. I mean, we're all going to be in withdrawal. You'll find me wandering aimlessly in the streets of Melbourne, Florida.
He does have a video on his meetup this afternoon.
I saw that. I saw it
he
live.
did a live. I watched
did
it live. Yeah.
Well, I was at work, so I couldn't see it live. So I'll probably watch it later.
It's really funny. Pay particular attention to how excited he was about the Skydio 2.
Okay.
I mean, it was the funniest thing. Ron Brown,
Yeah.
Xeno Nation.
Yep.
I don't know how far he lives from Ocean City, New Jersey.
Oh,
but,
Not far. He lives in
oh,
Jersey.
okay. I know a lot of those people probably drove 3-4 hours to meet Ken Heron,
Yeah.
But he was there and he had his Skydio 2. And Ken almost could care less. You have to watch. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
It's
But
a
he
riot
did.
if you haven't seen it.
They did fly it though.
They flew it. Yeah, and then Ron at the end was saying, "No, here, Ken, fly it some more." And Ken, "No, you fly it." I canceled right after that, Mel. I canceled my order for the Skydio 2.
Well, I told you to do that the other day.
Yeah, I did. I've seen too much negative stuff about it, and I have no use for it whatsoever,
Well, it's just-
other than a novelty.
If you use it for what it's intended to do, it's fantastic.
Well,
And that's not in jungle overgrowth. Okay, that's not what it's designed to do.
Right.
It will somewhat function there, but what it's designed to do is chase your drift car around the track or chase your mountain bike
Right.
down the hill, or chase your boat on the river, or your motorcycle out on the sand dunes.
Well, that's
you
what
know?
I was going to
That's
get
what
it
it's
to just.
designed to do.
I was going to get it to track just so I could get some shots of me riding down the road on my motorcycle, which I could probably get just as well with my Mavic too, because there's no obstacles where I'd be shooting it. It's out on a road that runs down the beach. So
Yeah, that would
It'll track
probably
me.
do a fine job.
yeah, it'll track me. At any rate, the first thing, I don't know about you guys, but I get up every morning.
Well, we
make
do
myself,
too.
I make myself a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then I have to decide what I want to do. Do I want to skydive today? Do I want to snowboard today? Do I want to take my mountain bike and ride down Pikes Peak with a blindfold on? I mean, these are just the decisions that I make every day. And
Now,
I thought
I don't
that the
have
Sky
those
DO2
problems.
might chronicle that for
Yeah,
me.
you got the skate park nearby too, right?
Yeah. Oh, don't forget the skate park. Yeah, one-legged skateboarding. Yeah, the hell with this 2 legs. One-legged skateboarding. No, I need it like a hole in the head. And I just decided today, and I was telling everybody before you got here, Mel, that Skydio really wasn't all that upset that I canceled my order.
Yeah.
They didn't even try. They didn't even try to save the order. They didn't even say, "Is there anything we can do?"
Yeah.
Nah,
They
they're
just
not
said,
gonna.
"Sorry, don't let the screen door hit you in the ass on the way out."
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Oh man. So anyway, I thought I better do that because if I got the email, I probably would have gotten it. I probably would have gone ahead with it. And I just it's a stupid thing. I don't have an extra $1,500 to throw away on something I don't need.
And
You know?
if you can use the phone for tracking, you can fly it with a controller, or you can use the handheld module thingy, Bob, whatever it's called, for tracking. And if you use that, it actually gives you the ability to track from a little bit further away. Okay, not by much, but it does a good job for what it's intended to do. And I've seen all these reviews like range test. You're going to hate it.
Yeah,
Well, no
I've
shit.
watched
It's
every
not
one
a-
of those
It's
things.
not a long range drone.
Right.
It's not intended to be a long range drone. It's not going to perform like a long range drone. Other stuff, low light. If there's not enough light, it won't take off. You cannot fly that drone at
and
night.
Ken Herron
Cannot.
couldn't get it to take. He couldn't get it to take off because there were people standing around. Yeah,
There
they all
was-
had to back away from it. It wouldn't take off.
It wouldn't take off. Yep.
Yeah, nah.
In fact, if it's flying and gets in too low light of a situation, it doesn't stop or back out of where it went into to try to get light again. It will fumble around and start wobbling and bobbling until it hits something and crashes. Ask Billy Kyle. He'll
Wow.
tell
They do
you.
that? Yeah. The thing that
He went
scared
through a
me-
tunnel under the highway, under the road. He was
Yeah.
on his skateboard. He had it following him. It was doing a pretty good job. Most of the time, it would bounce out over to his left side over the road where the cars were
That's what scared me.
and tracking
That's what
him.
bothered me. Yeah.
Okay. And then it would come back down behind him on the trail and this and that. And he went through this tunnel under the road and it got in there and it got in too low a light and it bobbled around and hit the wall and crashed. Now the battery is magnetic mount. So when it crashes, the battery disconnects. When the battery disconnects, you don't get a full saved file on your video.
Oh.
So not only does it not perform well in low light situations or no light, it won't perform at all. It won't even fly. If it does take a little bump and hit the ground, the battery pops out and you lose the video of the crash. So you can't even go back and analyze what went wrong, why did it crash, what did it crash into, etc.
Huh.
Yeah. I asked Billy on his video, I said, dude, it would have been cool if you'd have showed the video of the crash. He was like, man, I'd like to, but the battery popped out and I lost like 15 seconds of video at the end.
Oh boy.
So,
Wow.
I'm just not, for
So
what it's intended to do out in fairly open areas, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So we'll have to live without I'll live without a Skydio too. It'd just be something else I probably wouldn't use. It would sit there, and I'm kind of glad I did it. I have no regrets. I if I had to pay for it when I ordered it, I never would have ordered it. You know, the refundable $100 deposit, I said, oh, what the hell? I put it on a credit card. Not only did I put it on a credit card, but I put it on a brand new credit card that gave me 15 months with no interest. So I figured, well, here I got this brand new credit card where I don't have to even pay off the balance. I usually pay off my credit card balances, but in this case, I said I can leave that on there until I get the drone, and then charge the drone on this card too, because I get points. It's a points card, and it won't cost me any interest to carry the $100 on the credit card. So I really didn't even have to put the $100 out. You know, now I'll get a credit back on the credit card for the $100, and it'll go away. But I don't know. I don't need it. I just decided today, after I watched Ken Heron and that little what it did, the way they flew it today with the controller, it may as well have been a Mavic. They didn't even try to avoid any obstacles with it. They just took it up and brought it back.
Yep.
And I said, you know, if that's it with the controller.
And then once they got it to take off, they couldn't get it to fly.
Yeah, they had to reconnect. He had to disconnect his phone and then reconnect the phone. Something was yeah, Ron is going over there. Ken say, take it up. Ron's going, nothing's working, he says.
I don't know why. It's never, I don't know what, you know. But Ron's only blown the thing 3 times. You can't really blame Ron. Yeah. You know, he doesn't have any experience with it yet, you know.
Well, you know what's going to happen is pretty soon manufacturers are going to just cross Ken Heron off their list completely, because lately his reviews have not been the most product flattering reviews on the planet.
Well, if it, you know, and if I had people sending me stuff, if it didn't perform, I would say this isn't performing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
I mean, no credibility otherwise.
Everybody, and I hope everybody believes this and knows this, that 99.9% of the time, unless you can clearly tell that I'm blowing smoke about an Inspire 4 with nuclear powered motors, everything I talk about, I know what I'm saying. I believe in what I'm saying. I've done my research. I know I'm right, or I don't talk about it. My honesty, integrity are important to me. Mm-hmm. And I think people like me because of that. Mm-hmm. So the stuff that I say I think is good, it's because I think it's good.
Yeah.
And if I get something that I think is bad, I'm not afraid to tell you, hey, I think this ain't worth a hoot.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is just like the Mavic Mini. People were knocking on the Mavic Mini. It doesn't have precision landing. It doesn't have obstacle avoidance. It don't do this. It you know, blah, 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 blah. Right. It's a $400 entry level 1080 camera, folks. Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. Basically a 1080 camera. It shoots
and you know that Dustin Dunhill, you know, out in Hawaii,
sure,
did a video. I saw it yesterday with the Mini. I didn't even watch it on purpose. I was watching it, and you know, if you let it run, the next video comes up by itself. I didn't realize it was him. Okay, so he did the return to home and landing, and it landed within a foot.
Yeah.
And he's saying to himself, well, this is not as good as the Mavic 2. It's really not a precision land. And I'm going to myself, the friggin' thing landed on the orange pad. Maybe it didn't land on the H, but it landed on the orange pad, Dustin. What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with us? Are we so, it's like specs. We are so hung up on specs. Everything is about the spec. Well, mine has one more degree of dynamic range than yours, and I'm from. And then this reminds me of a story. I want to tell you a little story.
Go ahead.
A true story. This is true because I like telling stories, and this is a true story.
Let me get comfortable here. Okay.
Get ready.
You got the popcorn, Art?
Yeah, let's get the popcorn out. And
this is, you know, I've always.
Mitch, where's my beer?
Shut up, Art. I'm telling a story.
I got my drink here. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Don't let us stop.
This was back in the 1970s during my first marriage. And I've always been, ever since I was a little kid. Shut up, Art. I'm going to mute you. I swear I'm going to mute you. I can do that.
I dare you. I dare you.
I can do it.
I dare you.
There you go.
Continue.
Okay, where was I?
Somewhere in the 70s with one of your
Yeah.
wives.
I was back in the 70s.
Bell-bottom shoes.
And I've
wide
always been,
collars.
that's it, Art. Time out. Okay. Are you going to behave now? Okay, you're back on. Now, it's got the power, the raw friggin' no. Put me in Congress. I'll fix everything. Okay.
It's first marriage.
All right. First marriage time. This is about in the 1970s, and I've always been what they call an audiophile. It's nothing dirty, not like some of the other files that you've heard about. It's somebody that really can hear the difference between stereo equipment that costs a fortune and cheap shit. You know, I've always had the ear for that, and I've always had top end stuff. And I had a neighbor who decided that I was the expert in audio equipment. Okay, back in the 70s, and he was about to buy himself a stereo system, and he solicited my advice. This guy's an engineer. Okay, that should tell you right off the bat what I was dealing with. He's an engineer.
Okay.
So he's so smart that he's
An
stupid.
engineer, right? He's an engineer, and he starts coming at me with brochures, with lists of specs. And the total harmonic distortion of this one is 0.01%. The total harmonic distortion of that one is 0.015%. And this one's got more watts per channel into 8 ohms RMS. And I mean, and I gave him my advice as to what I was familiar with and what I thought sounded the best. Hell with the specs. What sounded the best? He wasn't concerned about that. For him, it was all about specs. He spent the better part of 6 months putting this stereo system together, spent a fortune on it. He had what he could brag to his other engineer friends, the finest specs of any stereo system that you could imagine. The only
sounded like
weird
shit.
thing about it was the guy didn't even like music.
Oh,
I'm serious. You can't make that shit up. It wasn't about the music for him. It wasn't about the sound. And I see that same philosophy with all of these guys agonizing over minute, tiny little differences in these cameras that most people would never notice anyway. You know, like my stream here, it's going out at 720p. And, you know, if you like the content, you watch it. If you don't like the content, you don't watch it. You don't watch it because it's crap, but it's in 4K. It's 4K
Right.
crap. You know, we haven't done that. We haven't done that since the days of the first color television. And we had one in my house in Philadelphia. We were the first ones on the block to get the RCA color TV. And when we got the color TV, there were only 2 or 3 shows on in color.
Yeah.
There was the local news and Bonanza.
Bonanza was in color?
Bonanza was the first show ever on network television that was in color. And I didn't even like Bonanza, but we watched it because it was in color.
Yep.
And that's the attitude I'm talking about.
Yep.
We'll watch crap because the quality is good. And I don't give a shit. I'm interested in the content, and whether this camera that shot it has a half a dB more dynamic range than the other. Or half a stop more. I don't care. And even most professional photographers that I use. So what's happened in my own stuff is I ended up just with this GoPro.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm vlogging, I point it at myself. If I'm shooting something in the house, I pointed at that. And the other day, I was even able to stick it into the goggles, and it actually showed a great picture of the goggle screen. And even the mic in it isn't bad. And everybody will say, "Oh, that's not good enough for it." Believe me, for the crap that I put out, it's good enough. And for the crap that most of us put out, it's certainly good enough.
Yeah.
We're not entering a fine art photography contests with our content here. So all of these different drones, and here comes the Mavic Mini, and I guarantee you put that in the hands of a good guy, a good drone guy, and then give an Inspire 2 to a guy that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And you tell me which is going to come out, which is going to come out better.
I watched a Mavic Mini video today put out by a drone guy, and it was horrible. I mean, it wasn't, the picture quality was fine, but the content was awful. He flew across the park, took his time, and then look this way, look that way, look this way, that way, and then go this way for 5 minutes. He did
Well, but that's obviously not somebody that
but nothing
is
edited.
an artistic is trying to put together some artistic content. You know.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. But like, I don't know. You have to edit that stuff. You have to take out all the little glitches. You know, everybody. Not everybody.
But not everybody does, and not everybody understands that either.
Yeah.
That there's just some very basic rules of how long unless you got a real reason to stick in a clip beyond 3 or 4 seconds, there's no reason to stick with a scene to beyond 3 or 4 seconds. You should be cutting to something else.
Yeah. Oh,
And if you're that's just basic photography and cinematography, and basic cinematography says that you have a different series of shots to make the same point. You start with an establishing shot, and then you come in closer, and then you finally get to what it is you're trying to show, and then you cut away. You know,
and story, right?
yeah, but just flying a drone around and saying here's what my drone recorded.
Yeah.
It's not really cinematography. It's just here's what my drone recorded.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And there's a
that's
huge difference.
yeah, but sometimes that's interesting. If what you got your drone pointed at is something fabulous and worth watching, then all the other shit doesn't matter.
No, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that may not even always be true. I had a drone pointed. I had 2 drones pointed at something magnificent and awesome and historical and famous, and I don't think I got 300 views on the video.
Well,
And it was an amazing video. 15 hours in editing. 15 hours in editing.
wow.
The first 3/4 of the video was old time 40s film with the scratches and everything and the noise and black and white.
I remember that video.
That was the video of the
good,
big boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then when it crossed the train trestle, I made it cross through time into color and everything just
I saw that. I
exploded.
remember it was well done,
And-
but unfortunately, Mel, with the number of subscribers, you have a little more than me. But with the number of subscribers we have, we're not going to get 50,000 views on a video the first week, no matter how good it is.
Not
Unfortunately,
necessarily true,
well,
you know.
yes, I have one video that's approaching 25,000 views, but it's a fluke. It's stupid.
Yeah. Well,
I know you got one that's up there, don't you?
No.
Don't you have one with about 15,000 views?
No. Hell no.
Who was it? Whose channel was I looking at? Saw a video that had 15K.
wow.
I thought it
I
might have
got
been
300
yours.
on mine. No, I got
Yeah, I told you I put out that stupid little video about making a GoPro vlogging rig just at the right time when the Hero 7 came out, and I've got 20,000+ views on that stupid thing. I've just got just under 50,000 views total on my channel. This one little stupid video has half the views of my channel.
yeah.
Well, I've got one video that's getting close to 500 views, and that's my video that I did earlier this year of the drive-in theater.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess there are people out there that are, oh, wow, this is drive-in theater. Let's check that out. And they watch it, and because of the tags that you put in the description. And that
Yeah.
helps to,
I put motorcycle in the tag and I get more views.
yeah.
or put a hot chick in a bikini on the
There
thumbnail
you
and you'll
go.
get a shitload of views.
Uh,
Oh man, I see some of these things. The dumbest video in the world got a bikini in the thumbnail, get 150,000 views, 1.2 million views. And there's nothing to the video.
But you clicked on it, right?
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's just the reality of life. I don't like to feel used, but we are all curious, and it is, nature is what it is. I don't like these click. I'm starting to shut down block channels now that are constant clickbaity,
Oh,
constantly clickbait titles. Constant, every video they do is clickbait. I can't. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know about that. I don't care if what they got to say is interesting. Just be straightforward about it. But if you watch all these how-to videos, how to get more views, how to, there's a Brian G. Johnson and a bunch of vidIQ and a bunch of these guys. That's all they do. They made their whole career is
I
in
have
telling,
two poodles, and they're hungry.
yes, in telling you how to get people to click on your videos. They're teaching the art of clickbait, and I disagree. I disagree with that because there's too much of it. You turn the TV on in the morning, and the first thing you hear on the morning news is what they call a teaser, right?
Sure.
They say nuclear bomb headed to San Francisco. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Right after the break,
Yep.
They give you and that to me is clickbait. Just come
Sure it
out
is.
and tell me. Just come out and tell
Yep.
me the thing. But
Yep.
for them it's about watch time too. For the TV stations, it's all about watch time. That's how they get paid. That's how they get their demographics to get their advertising rates up.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. I don't like to be sucked into this stupid crap. And another thing they do. Here's another thing that's beginning to really drive me nuts about YouTube. Is this headline? Is the Skydio the new Mavic killer? Is this the Skydio killer? Is this the GoPro killer?
Yeah.
That's such bullshit. I'm so tired of hearing that. Is this the killer? Is this going to put them out of business? Well, they're all still here. Got news for you. Mavic's not going anywhere. GoPro's not going anywhere. Wasn't DJI supposed to put GoPro out of business? No, they're different. They're different, and they're established, and they're going to be around.
Yep, that's for sure.
And then Evo came out. Is this the Mavic killer? Could this be the Mavic?
Autel Evo 2.
And they tell you to ask questions. Pose a question in your title. Am I? And I did that once. Am I going to keep it? Like GoPro 2. Am I going to keep it? Because I didn't know that. But that kind of stuff I don't do it anymore because it bothers me. Whoa, I'm fuzzy. Come on, come back.
Can I say something that bothers me?
Sure.
YouTube.
That's it.
Constantly changing every freaking thing there is in this nonsense.
Yeah.
I want to go to my freaking analytics and look at a
Oh, yeah.
particular video, and all it'll show me is the last 60 minutes and the last 48 hours. I want lifetime like I had in classic YouTube. Quit screwing with the shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't figure. I tried to figure out how to get into the live control room now that they've changed it.
Oh.
And all I ever get when I click on live control room is a screen to start another new live stream, which I don't want to do. It's already there. I've created it in StreamYard.
Right.
And it used to be so easy. I knew exactly how to do it.
Yeah,
Now I don't
know.
have.
That
I can't even chat now.
Yeah,
I'm at a point now where I click on to try to chat and it says create a channel to join the chat. All right, I'll create a channel. How about FU YouTube? Let's see.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, what I was trying to get to was
Don't fix it.
my highest performing video.
Yes.
I can't even tell you how many flipping views it's got because I can't get to the freaking analytics, YouTube. You sons of bitches.
Oh,
Well, you
So-
could probably find that number out by just looking at your homepage where it lists all your
Yeah.
videos and
yeah.
it tells you how many views.
Oh,
Your
sure.
channel.
Dig through every single one of them. Whereas
Well-
analytics used to have it right there at the top, and
Oh,
you know
yeah.
your
Well,
highest.
You
Viewed
just
video.
There's an app that I have on my cell phone, and it's called YouTube Studio, YT
Yep.
Studio, and they haven't changed any of that. And that app works great for finding your analytics. I can just click here on analytics, view more, and then I can pick them by the video or the channel. So if I pick watch time, for example, I can click watch time and it shows me the last 28 days, but then I can just hit this little drop down and it says, do I want the last 7 days, 28 days, 90 days, 365 days, or lifetime?
My
and,
big boy video, 268 views.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
That one,
But hey, this app is something you should get because it really works good. It's free.
Amazingly enough, and I'll look into that app. What's it called?
YouTube Studio, YT Studio.
Okay.
And I'm using the Android version of it, but it takes a little bit to figure out how it works. But once you figure out, you can go right down to any particular video and find out. I don't know if it dives deep into the demographic analytics like YouTube does, but it does tell you views, watch time, things like that you're interested in. Total
Okay.
watch time for your channel.
Well, I scroll down and I get up to 10 months ago, and that's as far as it goes.
That's it, huh? I haven't even fooled much with the
That's on-
new YouTube Studio.
That's on this thing I got going on here. But the video that I did on the MoFi router and Yagi antenna
I
setup,
thought that's the one that got 15,000 views or 500. Was it 500 views?
maybe 4 or 5,000 or something. That's what I'm looking for. Is that
yeah, you
video?
gotta, that's the one I saw, Mel, on your channel that had a shitload of views. Let me find it here. 400.
Well, that's the highest performing video I have,
Well, that's pretty cool though.
and I can't even
videos,
find the
videos.
damn thing because YouTube's got all this crap so screwed up.
Here you go. I'll find it. Let's see. Where is it?
Yeah, I found one video and I was
How
able
long
to
ago?
analyze
That was a
some.
while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where is this thing? Because I saw it, and I said, "Wow, that's a lot of views."
Yep.
You do have a lot of views, Mel, but a lot of them are live streams. See?
Well, you can separate the live streams from the videos.
Well, not the way I'm looking at them. I'm not
Oh.
looking at your. I'm looking at your basic just videos in your feed.
Oh,
Live stream, live stream, live stream, live stream. Yeah, I don't know why I found it, but I saw that thing something and I saw thousands of views. I said, "Wow."
well, why can't I see all of my freaking videos? I'm on my own homepage channel video list.
Well, I'm looking at them all right now. I'm back to 10 months ago.
Well, that's as far as I can get is 10 months ago, and it quits.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
at 11 months. I'm at 11 months ago, 1 year ago. But I don't see
What
that.
the
I
hell?
don't know how I found that. How I managed to hit that one particular. It may have shown up in a recommended stream. Recommended in my recommended list one day because there's no way I would have stumbled upon that by accident.
Mhm.
See, if you had that little program I was telling you about, it'll list them by the most popular video to the least, and it'd come right to the top of the list. You'd be able to find it in a hurry. But I think you had a ton of views. I think you had like 15,000 views on it.
Yeah, that one's got 15,000 views. I just figured out how to get to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lot
in
of
fact,
views.
it's got almost 16,000. It's 15,500.
Yeah, that's a lot of views. Now, the one that I did has 20-something thousand. I've been trying to figure out what the hell I did, and I did exactly the same thing as far as keywords and everything else, but somehow it never got into their flow of recommendations, and I don't know what we can do to control that.
Your analytics, your tags, your
I
video
used the
title.
same- Yeah,
Uh,
I did the same thing. I made another video that said new vlogging when I built the new one with the new housing, and
Uh-huh.
everything else was identical. That video's got like 3,000 views, not 20-something thousand. So who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? Anyway, not that I care. I'm never going to make a
So,
living at this. That's for
That
sure.
that was my imitation of Ken Herron, by the way, y'all, just so you all know.
What was that?
Freaking YouTuber!
I hear him cursing out Wirecast more than anything else.
Well, it's because Wirecast deserves it.
Why
You
do
know.
they? There must be a reason why they use it. Is it just?
Well,
is it
sure,
just,
because Greg Kunert's in
Greg?
cahoots with Wirecast.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean-
he's in with the engineers and communicating with them all the time and all that stuff, and he likes it. So that's what he talked Ken into, because him and Ken are friends. And if Ken would have asked me first, I'd have said, "Stay away from Wirecast. Use vMix. You won't have near as much trouble."
Yep.
Mike Roche- Mike-
My streams never lock up. They never freeze. Doesn't matter what I'm doing on my PC, editing video, anything. When I go into YouTube, set up my live stream for Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, when I'm working on it, getting it all set up, I go in, I get everything set up and save it. And then I shut everything off. I reboot everything so that I'm running on fresh system resources on my computer. Everything's available. And I run my live stream. And
then Lloyd forgets his lines, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
Mike Roche has a great title. Great, my last name is Weiss. He says he's got a great title for a great keyword. He says the truth about Mitch Weiss. Click here.
Yep.
I'd be afraid to click that one myself, Mike.
Hey, if you guys like tech stuff like 3D printing and
Yes, I like tech stuff.
check out this gal. She's from China, and her name.
You talking about Naomi?
Yes.
Oh, I knew that's where you were going.
Oh,
Everybody
wow.
knows Naomi, Art.
Naomi. Sexy.
Oh, that's the one with the one
Yeah.
the one with the big tickets. Yes.
Yeah.
And not afraid to let you know it. Yeah, well, that's when I look at these
And that's her
videos that
hook.
get like
That's
a
how
million views per channel, and
That's
it's about
why.
3D printing. That's why.
Or
Speaking of
anything
3D
else.
printing,
I mean, she 3D printed a. Yep.
this is for that deal to hold the analog module that I'm
Yep.
working on for the DJI goggles. But that's
Printed it in black.
I actually got black. I actually got a roll of black. And everything I had printed previously was in red because that's all I had. But now I have black. Yes. Pretty cool. So I want to give it another shot. See if I can't make it work.
Made a thing that made her assets glow.
Yes.
She got LEDs underneath in her
Well, she used
fiber optic. Yeah.
battery pack in her back, behind her, and she ran fiber optic cable up underneath each bra side, and it made the melon glow from the inside, kind of like putting a flashlight to your thumb and you can see the light through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Somebody
I mean,
was talking about some 13-year-old kid or 8-year-old kid that reviews toys and made $36 million last year.
Oh yeah, there's some little kid that but
Wow.
that's probably going to go away because YouTube can't target market kids anymore.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I mean, but imagine that. If you made $36 million for a few years, you wouldn't need to worry
There
about
you
it going
go.
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. And it's like an 8-year-old kid that gets a toy and plays with it and
Plays with it,
decides
and
if
I
he
like
likes
it,
it
I
or
like
don't
it.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
$36 million he made last year. And
Wow.
and that just shows you how absurd the American public or the world the viewing public is that they'll watch crap like that in such numbers that they can make that kind of advertising revenue. While
Yep.
quality content like we put out
Yeah.
goes largely
Well,
unnoticed.
speak for yourself. Don't drag me into that quality category.
I mean,
Just think, Mitch, 100 years ago, they had these guys saying, try this elixir. It'll give you that youthful
Yes.
feeling. Only has 5% alcohol, codeine, all this sweet happy stuff. Happy juice.
You know
Yeah.
the things I like the most is the pharmaceutical advertisements.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the side effects.
Jumpin' Jack pill will cure
Offer
your
no purchase necessary. All for valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing hard.
You mean like that, Mel?
something like that.
Yep.
And whatever tingles when laughing hard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you ever, if you ever listened to the actual side effects that they're talking about,
Yeah.
you would, including things like anal leaking and death,
Oh,
you would
yeah.
never, ever try it.
That was-
Absolutely. It's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's just all part of the big con job. The big con.
Yep.
And,
It sure is.
Yep.
and try to play along. When you get older, you don't feel as guilty about backing out of that game as much as you have to play it when you're younger.
Hey,
Absolutely.
hey, Mitch, it's 8:00 and I'm still here.
I see. Well, now we know for certain that you're leaving me for Ken Hearn every week.
Well, I've just been paged for dinner, so I'm going to have to bow out.
Oh, well, we're not going to listen. I'm not going to do this too much longer because whether Ken Hearn is there or not, there is a cigar with my name on it. But
Here's a
You don't say.
yeah, what's that? Oh, a cigar. What is
Oh,
it?
Crystal. Cristales.
Cristalis. But I mean, what is it? A Monte Cristo or what?
it's a Cristal from Guantanamo in Cuba.
Oh, Guantanamo. Oh, Cuban cigar. Yeah, you guys can get those in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I went to Cuba to get it, and I've never smoked it yet.
Well, why aren't you smoking them?
Well,
And why aren't you sending some to Mitch?
Yeah.
Exactly. Was my very next question, Mel.
I quit. I quit smoking 2 years ago, and went just to the vape thing. But I have a pass for when I go to Cuba. I'm allowed to smoke the Cuban cigars in Cuba. But yeah,
Well, were you a cigarette smoker?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I never smoked cigarettes, and I never got addicted. I never inhaled, so I never got addicted to the nicotine.
Okay.
So I could smoke or not smoke. I enjoy it because it's relaxing, but if I don't smoke for a week, I'm
Yeah.
not having withdrawals. I have withdrawals like a thumb sucking withdrawal. It's more of a, of an oral thing than it is a chemical thing.
Well, I'm wondering if that's my case. I have the vape thing, and I still have nicotine, and the doctor says keep up the nicotine because you got some nervous stuff going on. Right?
Yeah.
And so I keep up the nicotine, but I wonder if I cut the nicotine back gradually, if I'd quit or not.
Well, that's supposedly how you can taper off. But if you just smoke cigars and you don't inhale them, you just puff them.
Yeah.
They're not going to be all that harmful like inhaling cigarettes. But now they're screaming about these vapes things being deadly, and that's the next bit of
Well, it's
propaganda
vitamin E,
coming.
apparently.
The flavored stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
They-
So I always blow it down with art.
I'd like to interject some useful technical information on your show, if I may,
okay.
about creating video,
No. Well,
making a video, making how-to or demonstration videos. So if you'd like to make my thing go full screen, I will share my screen.
Okay.
okay.
There
I
you are.
will
I'll have the chocolate.
I will open this up, and I will try to make that even bigger for the time being.
Oh, I got to share your screen here.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So does that give you a good look at what I got here?
Yeah.
Is that big enough to see?
No.
You
Well,
can't.
I see your hands on a keyboard or something.
Oh, how about you don't see the gimbal in my hands?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to scrub through the
okay. I see
timeline.
what you're doing.
This is where I was taking that gimbal apart to get to the camera and get to the cable.
Mhm.
Let me give everybody a piece of advice. When you're overhead filming a project that you want to show how you took something apart,
Mhm.
keep your freaking fat head out of the way so that you actually
Yeah,
have
there it
video
is.
that's useful. This
Mhm.
video, and the camera is now apart, so there's no fixing this. There's no nothing I can do about it. All the good stuff, there's where I laid it out, and I'm taking pictures where I can send the pictures to Paul to show him what I found for problem and so forth. Okay?
Mhm.
But all of this video of disassembling that thing, absolutely useless. And that took hours to get that apart.
Yeah.
Well, not really. Took
But
about
you have
20.
nice hair now.
Took about 20
Yeah, I was going to
minutes.
say, so the moral of the story is get a haircut.
Yeah.
Are you believing that crap?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's the first time I went back and looked at the video
Yeah.
because
now-
I thought I would share the clip of taking that camera apart. Instead, I got to share a clip of how not to make a video because you're stupid.
You're not the first guy that's ever done that. You certainly won't be the last. You know,
Nope.
how many times have you gone out to shoot something and then either forgot to press record?
Oh, yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for having me on again.
Oh, always.
Good night,
Thanks
Gary.
for coming in
Gary.
here. Thanks for coming in here and helping me out, man.
Well, it's always a pleasure, always a pressure. Everybody have a safe, happy holiday, great new year, and
Great New Year. Yeah, well,
head to next year, 2020, new decade.
Send Mitch
2020.
some cigars.
Oh,
send me some cigars. Some subliminal.
subliminal.
Yeah.
Good luck getting those Cubans.
What do you about a ring size 50?
I normally smoke the Toros, which are 6x52.
I have no idea how you'd measure that.
Six
The
inches
label
long.
the label around the cigars tells the
That's
ring,
a ring
size.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah, ring size is in centimeters. So
Oh.
50 ring gauge.
Not on these. All it
That's
says
probably a 50. Hold it up. That looks like a
is Havana, Cuba.
yeah, but
That's about
that-
an
that-
8
that's-
though.
no, that's a 6x50. 6x50 or
I bet it's 8.
I don't think it looks that long. Maybe a Churchill, maybe 7 inches, but not 8.
Yeah, none of them have a dimension on them.
No, it's not going to say. But if you bought them in a box, it would say what size the box. It would say 6x50, and they all have different names. You know,
Yeah.
a Toro is a 6x52.
But
A
I don't
Churchill
know,
would be a
those don't-
7x50. A Robusto would be a 5x50. A double
do you
Robusto would
think
be a
those are-
5x56.
Do you think those are 50s? I don't think they're that big, Mitch.
Yeah, the little one on
Hold it up,
his
but
right
hold
hand.
it up next to your thumb.
Yeah, that one looks like a 50.
Yeah.
The other one looked like about a 42 or something
Yeah.
like
Well,
that.
well, I tell you, I'm never going to get dinner.
Go ahead.
Go eat. Go eat.
Go eat. How long is it? How many inches?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, about 6. Yep.
That's what I
All
said.
right.
It's a Toro, 6x52.
Yeah.
And then this one,
Yeah, it's probably 4.5.
That'd be a 5.
No,
inch
that's-
cigar.
That's going to be 5. So that's a 540 or so, 542.
542, 540. Yeah, something like
I
that.
bet you didn't think I knew anything about cigars, did you?
There
man?
you go.
Look
That's
at
that's what they call a Panatella
Yes.
size. Yeah.
Yep. And that's a tape measure.
my granddaughter says, "Who carries a tape measure in their pocket?" I do.
Well, you know, somebody who's concerned about the length of their, you know what,
Cigar.
the length of your cigar. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think they have them? Why do you think they have them with belt clips where you can just pull them right out like this?
That's right.
Slip them back. That's so when you can keep tabs on it. You know, make sure whether it's
My
growing any or
father
not.
has
You
a
know,
Swiss Army knife and a tape measure.
there you go. What else you need?
That's
You
all.
could build. You
You know,
could build the world with that.
What-
You have to build.
Swiss Army knife, tape measure, flint, and striker to make fire, and that's
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All
There
right,
you
I'm getting cold. I'll see you guys all next year.
Okay,
night,
we'll
Brad.
see you. See you next year. See you next year.
Art, how
Oh.
much you get? I mean, Mitch, you going to be on a while?
No, I really hadn't planned on being on too much longer.
Oh, now that Ken's not on, you're like, oh,
You know what? I
Come on, you
almost
got all
thought
this
about.
free time. You got all this free time.
You
may
know
as
what
well
I
use
almost thought about? What I almost thought about doing was going on later instead of. But then I said, nah, I better stick to 6 because that's
Stick
what
to
time
6. That's what everybody
That's what
knows
time
you
it
by.
is.
yep,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
That's what time
Yeah.
I come on. So,
I have
tired.
been toying with the idea of going on my Saturday show, go on a half hour early so I won't be overlapping with Spike. But
you know that you get more views now on your Saturday show than Spike does. You get
Yeah.
more watchers. Yeah.
yeah, I noticed that. Oh, last Saturday I think I had 30, maybe a
Yeah.
little 30.
Yeah,
I'm-
you had the QC. You had the QC guy on.
Yeah,
and
that's-
he brought.
I'll be
he brought.
right back. I'll be right back.
Okay. And he
Yeah.
brought a follow. He brought a following with him too.
Yep,
And
Yep.
I see you got some subs out of it. I think.
yep, I sure did, boy.
Yeah. Good for you, Art.
Mhm.
Good. Keep
Yeah, I
plugging
do
away,
those
man.
Watch hours, but I think that'll gradually start going up. I've been checking my analytics, and I do see an upward trend going on there. So
Well, you have to. It's certainly not going to go down.
yeah,
That's for sure. That's
Yep.
for sure. Who's your guest this week?
I have no idea yet. I'm like going. I'm terrible at I wait to PC guy was really easy to, but now I'm like, okay, who haven't I had on yet? You know, but I'm gonna.
Let's say goodbye to Bob Casey. I see
Casey,
it. He's
bye,
leaving.
man.
Thanks for coming in, Bob. I always appreciate having you here, and we'll see you next year, or I'll probably catch some of you guys in some of the other live streams.
Right.
What is
Yep.
today? I'm so screwed up. It's Thursday. I know it's Thursday.
There's no Pusa Studio tonight. They do an
No
after,
Pusa.
They're on
no.
in the afternoon on Thursdays.
So
But
no
they're-
Pusa, no Ken Heron, no nothing. So, I'm here. What else? Up.
Yeah, you're
Grab
out of
that focus.
there.
Bring it back in. There.
Focus.
Why does it? I don't know why it does that.
Mhm.
That's just a Logitech 920.
Wow, I think I have a. I think that's what mine is. Mine, either that or 922.
Does I looked at them. The specs seemed the same when I bought this, and at the time I had seen a couple of YouTube videos where they were having some troubles with the 922. So I said, just get the 920. It was like $49 at Best Buy.
Okay. Well, I got mine free.
Yeah, well,
I like
you're gifted.
that.
You're gifted, Art. Some of us aren't gifted. I never get shit from anybody.
Well, put on a video that people go, you know what? We ought to help that old Jewish guy there. Maybe we ought
Yeah.
to send him some shit. And
You know what? As long as I don't need it, I don't want anybody to
yeah,
give me anything. If I needed it, be a different story. But I get by. I get by.
well, on the fishing thing, I was thinking about mid-March.
I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. So
Okay.
hey, Fly Natural is here,
Yeah,
and
Fly
Trev
Nat-
is here. Look who's coming in. Yeah. Hey,
Oh, and
Roosevelt, how you
Magic.
doing?
Yeah,
How you doing, Roosevelt? And Trev, how you doing?
Trev. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. We could.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. We'll fly.
and-
We'll fly some drones. We'll
Yeah. hmm
fly some
And-
FP
Yeah, and I want
FPV,
to
man.
try that. Yeah,
Yeah.
out of the world. See how
I'm
that.
hooked on this shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm afraid I will be too. Yeah.
Oh God, it's so much. There's so much art. so much to it.
Yeah.
It's really well. You've seen my.
Yeah, I've seen.
Is my workbench show up in this picture?
Yes, it does. Oh,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But hang on a second.
oh,
I'm gonna go.
your workbench. Okay,
I'm gonna
your
go and aim
Yeah,
this
you
little
got a nice-
camera over at the
mine
workbench
got
here,
crap all over the place.
so you can
You would
see.
not want to see mine.
Where is it?
Oh boy. I see.
Do you see all that crap
Yep.
on that workbench? Do you
Yeah.
see back here all the stacks of plastic boxes full of screws and plastic standoffs and pieces and parts and wires and crimp connectors and all that crap and
Yep.
soldering irons and tools and you need all that stuff
Yep.
to be in this hobby. You whoops. Oh, that's a neat. That's my.
That looks good.
That looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's got the chat in it and everything. That's
Yeah, it
that was my used to be my main screen
Huh.
until I went with this one.
There you go.
Remnants of an earlier
Well,
live stream looking.
I have a desk out in my living room, and it's just full of there's drone stuff, and then there's my circuit boards for making guitar effect pedals. And then I have that one table that you saw me build in my RoboMaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And No Fly Drone asks, "Where's the binary, Mitch?" The binary is in. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hang on. We'll give you a guided tour.
All right,
Earmuffs off.
you're
Back
up.
to this camera, to the remote camera. And
Okay.
let's see if we can do this here. Okay, this is going to be a stretch, but I'm going to take this camera here because I have a spare bathroom. Okay, I can't hear you, but you can hear. But I have a spare
Okay.
bathroom here.
That's good to know.
Are we getting it? Are we getting the airplanes?
Yeah, I see. Well, I see the
At
ceiling.
any
and-
rate, that up there.
There we
up at the
go.
top,
There you go.
I can't see the screen.
I see the airplane. Yeah, I see two planes.
There it
Yeah.
is. Hold on.
And now I see a wall. There we go. And I see,
I feel
up,
like
up.
a doctor
To
with
your left. There. Oh, yeah, I see.
But up top there,
Plane.
on a shelf above this bathtub,
Right.
right there, is
Oh.
the binary. It's sitting up
Oh,
there
okay.
safe and sound. So, see it? I guess you can see it. So at
Yep.
any rate, that's that's where the binary is.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll come back. And now I can hear you. Were you able to see it?
Yeah. Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. So I got a bathroom that I don't use, and I put an old door down on the top of the bathtub, and I can set stuff there. And then on top, I put a shelf across, a wooden shelf, and
Right.
I have two airplanes sitting up there
Right.
out of the way. So that's where.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So now my studio cam is all screwed up, but I won't use that anymore. Then I've got what I do when I do these live streams. I don't know what we're going to talk about. So I usually just grab a handful, of stuff.
Right.
And throw it on the table next to me. So if somebody wants to talk about the Tiny Hawk, but tonight we're not really talking about drones, but I do put a few drones on that table there. And Mel is back.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get my replacement switch for my,
Oh, your controller.
yeah, but the switch I want is momentary. As soon as I get my
Oh.
momentary switch put in my controller, I'm going to take a look at some of the settings in my Tiny Hawk and maybe make some small adjustments, and then I'm going to start flying that.
Yeah. They are just so much fun. I like flying mine around the house.
Received
I have
all
a
his
good time.
Skydio parts, but no drone. Well, that really sucks, Rick.
You mean to tell me they sent you the controller and the batteries and the
Oh,
beacon,
yeah, I heard
but
about
no
it.
And the
drone?
beacon, but no drone.
Yeah.
And there's guys out there that got the drone and no extra parts.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. They're sending everybody a little bit of something to keep to keep them from doing what I did today. And No Fly Drone says, "Is the binary taking a dump?" No, the binary's not taking a dump. It's just sitting up there high and dry above the shower.
Hey, Mitch, you remember back in the old days when they used to ship stuff in wooden crates?
Oh yeah.
And a little boy was excited. He got a big present. He thought, oh boy, there's a pony in there. And he opened it up and he's going through the hay. And he finds a road apple in there. He goes, oh, there's got to be a horsey in there somewhere.
Oh, okay. I get it. Wait a minute, Ron. I got, where is it? Where is it? Here.
But
I don't have a rim shot. There must be a rim shot somewhere.
You needed crickets for that one though.
Yeah, but there's got to be a rim shot. There's like 6,000 sound effects in this stupid program. There's so many of them that you can't find any. You have to. I picked a few out for favorites, but too many to choose from. It's better to have just a half a dozen of them that you use a lot. I think that's what Ken probably does. He has the ones he uses the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On big buttons and always.
yeah.
And Spike's got that thing now, the
Oh, yeah.
Rodecaster Pro, and he has half a dozen or 8 sound effects that he uses a lot all the time. But yeah, Saturday night, you were talking about Saturday night art, and Spike, it's hard to figure. He's got almost 2,000. He's up to almost 2,000 subs now.
Yeah.
And yet on he doesn't pull on that Saturday night live stream and not big numbers. He usually averages 15 people, 10, 15, 20 people in there. I thought for a while it might be I was scaring him away, but I haven't been on in a couple weeks. He decided to stop using StreamYard.
Yeah.
And started using Skype, and I don't want any part of that. First of
thought he
all,
was
I can't.
using Zoom.
Yeah.
No,
I think
he's using the past 2 weeks. He's used Skype. He talked about Zoom, but he hasn't tried it yet.
Oh, okay.
I know he tried Skype because at one point I actually went on to Skype to get his address, but he hasn't managed. He's managed to bring a couple people in,
Right.
but the technical problems. One of the problems with Skype is the resolution is so dynamic that it keeps adjusting its resolution based on the bandwidth, and you've seen that even on Ken Herron's show.
Right.
Somebody all of a sudden will be big, and then it'll be small, and it'll be big again, and it'll be small.
Yeah.
Well, he was having that problem, and they were trying to work it out. I don't know if they ever got it fixed, but one of the main issues that I have with Skype is being the fact that my whole deal is set up to come out of OBS, that Skype does not accept the virtual camera input from OBS.
Right.
So if I have to actually, if I'm going to sit here and use Skype, I have to readjust virtually everything on my camera because it's all set up now with certain filters in OBS. So when I don't have those filters, the sizing is wrong, the color is wrong, everything's different, and I don't want to have to readjust all that stuff. It's taken a while to get them where I wanted here. So I just decided, I never missed one of his. I was on every one of his shows from almost the first one he did, and I stopped coming. I'm not gonna do it. Not with Skype.
The thing that I find interesting about some of that stuff is people will spend an ungodly amount of money on broadcasting equipment, roadcasters, new computers, all this stuff, nice microphones, good headset,
Right.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and then try to broadcast on a free broadcasting platform.
Well, where else you got to broadcast?
Well, it's really easy. There's vMix and Wirecrash.
Okay.
I mean,
when,
if
when
you
you
want
said free, I thought you were
quality-
talking about YouTube. I thought you were talking about YouTube.
No, I'm talking about Skype and Zoom and
Yeah.
and StreamYards and you know.
Well, OBS. He's using OBS, and OBS works fine. I mean, you could do most anything you need to in
Right.
OBS. Now, not I can understand if you're running a radio station and you have remote reporters, having the features of vMix could be very handy because you can bring in somebody like you bring in. But for most of us that are
Instantly.
doing these live streams, we don't need that kind of connectivity. And I find OBS for what I do works great, but it might not be adequate. I don't know why Spike settled on OBS, and more than likely it was NAY. NAY Interactive
Right.
DNA
Yep.
is
Well,
is
Trevor
helping it.
just said in chat that Nate told him to never use Skype due to lots of issues.
Yeah, but Spike has decided that it's the most important thing for him is to be streaming. This is just what I gather. Streaming in 4K. And he's now streaming in 4K. He's so concerned.
But
You know,
nobody
we-
can see 4K.
We had this little talk earlier on about content versus quality,
Right.
And it's not my place to tell Spike, and Spike has always been nothing but wonderful to me. I love the
He's
guy.
a great guy.
He's a
Yep.
great guy, and I would not. He's given me some advice out of kindness, and I could give him some advice, but I'd rather not. I would rather not criticize or anything. For my money,
Right.
I don't give
Yeah.
a shit if a stream is in 4K. I want to watch something that's fun to watch.
Yep.
Period. I'll
And-
watch an old
and
black
Sky-
and white
and-
movie. If it's fun to watch. I don't
And,
care. If
and
it's,
Spike's fun to watch. I mean,
Yeah.
he does
He-
have some, I mean, I get lots of laughs and things. There's quite a bit that he does. It just sometimes it's funny and, I mean, he does a good show. But what I don't understand is spending a lot of money on equipment and then not being willing to spend that extra few bucks on a good broadcasting platform that
Right.
is functional,
I don't think it's
dependable,
got-
easy to use, and all that.
I think for him it's not money. I don't think it has to do with not being willing to spend. I think it's just the direction he's been advised in is more, and he's doing that.
Well, Nay
His-
does hate vMix, and he's made
Yeah.
no bones about that.
Yeah, and Nay's spending a lot of time with him, and they're putting.
Nay
together
knows a lot of
fancy-
stuff. Nay's a
He
sharp
does.
cookie.
He is.
Yeah.
He's putting
He's a
together a
sharp
lot of
cookie.
fancy. Nay actually wrote me an email and offered his help to me, and I turned
Uh-huh.
him down.
Uh-huh.
I don't want a Nay style show.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not what I want. I don't want the fancy graphics flying in and out. I don't want all this spinning stuff. I don't want all that crap. I want I want to just sit here and talk, and
Yeah.
I can switch screens and I can go to a different camera if I want to show somebody how to do something on a solder on a. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the kind of stuff, and yet I enjoy watching it. I like your guys' confetti cannons and all that stuff, but that's just
Well-
not who I am. And I told Nay that. I said, Nay, I'm not that fancy. So
I made
I
the
appreciate the
confetti
offer.
cannons for the super chat thing, and that's the only reason I made them.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Roosevelt,
That
know.
stuff's okay. That stuff's
And you know
okay.
why I made them? I couldn't find a cash register sound effect that I liked that was different than Ken Herron's.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I didn't want to copy his.
Right.
So I decided, well, you know what? It doesn't really matter what the sound effect is as long as you give some sort of a celebration and thanks for the super chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's-
So I thought, what better than a couple of boom, boom cannons
Yeah,
that hit
there
people
you
right
go.
in the chest when the sound, or it blows their eardrums out, whatever.
And Art and I are sitting here saying to ourselves, one day we might find out what it's like to get a super chat too.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say a small channel. I'm at 1,100 and something subscribers.
Mhm.
I looked at it the other day.
Right.
I've been monetized for 3 months, and I'm actually surprised at the checks that I get every month.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
cool.
It's not a lot of money,
No?
but it's on the average, it's been fairly consistent.
Well, that's good. That you got a lot of people that like you, Bill. So that's good. Me, nobody. I'm lucky. I'll get 37 cents maybe.
I need 100,000 more that like me.
100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want the responsibility of a big channel like that, knowing that I have a lot of people who are
Yeah.
expecting me to produce this content.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep it at for me.
Right.
I want to produce the content because I want to. It's something I have fun doing, and
I would enjoy being able to go full time.
Yeah, I would too. Because I have different interests. I have my fishing channel. I have my drone channel.
be careful what you wish for. They say. You ask some of these guys who
Threaten
took
me
so-
with a good time, good Lord,
took
I dare
something.
you.
Yeah, some people who Mike Roche is asking who is Nay. Nay is interactive DNA. He
Yeah.
is what his
Or he
channel
was.
used to be.
Mhm.
Was he's off of YouTube now, but
Yeah.
he is. Where is Nay? Is he in Europe? He's in Europe, is he?
No, he's in
Germany?
Colorado or someplace, isn't
I
he?
thought he was in Europe.
I thought
No.
I was in New York.
No.
New York. At any rate, Nay is a guy who's a real wizard, an AI wizard, a
Yeah.
tremendous broadcast
he's
wizard.
from Brazil.
And he's the guy. He helps out a lot of guys starting live
Now-
streams. Mark at Centroid Ariel.
Look at comments that are being made about Nay in chat by people that have worked with Nay and
Yeah.
allowed Nay into their world.
yeah,
He takes over and too demanding, a headache.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
It's absolutely true.
You have to let him into your computer. He'll show up and screw with things at times you don't want him to. I didn't want it. I told him I appreciated the offer. But,
Nobody gets
I
in
don't-
my computer but me.
Yeah, me
Right.
neither. I didn't want anybody telling me how to do this thing. I may not have the fanciest setup, but it's adequate.
You know
It's
what? Your
adequate for
setup
what
is
I
just
do.
fine.
And,
Your
and-
setup, it's perfect.
and it works great with StreamYards. I think Spike made a mistake by getting away from StreamYard and having the panels of 3 or 4 guests
Yeah.
that can easily come in and out and be positioned very easily
Right.
on the screen.
And now you can even control StreamYard if there's somebody in your panel that you don't want in there anymore. Now you can actually remove them as the
you can
host.
dump them. Yeah.
You could
And
used to couldn't do that.
And if you want the panel to go away, you click the one button and you're it. The panel's not there.
Yep.
If you want to be the main event and put the panel on the side like
Yep.
this, you
Yep.
put the panel on the side.
Yep.
You want everybody to be equal. I can show your screen, but I'm still, and I talked about this last week, able to control through OBS what shows up in my window.
Yep.
And I like that ability. I
Yep.
like the ability to not affect the other windows. And if I want to show you guys my worktop there, I can show you my worktop,
Right.
Yep.
and I can change cameras without having to screw up the whole mess.
Yep.
Well-
And that's a nice way to do it, but I can't do that into Skype. I can't output
Yeah.
Right.
into Skype with the virtual camera. I'm really surprised that Skype won't take it. I think Zoom takes it, if I'm not mistaken, the virtual camera.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
it will.
And I remember Google
Victorian-
Hangouts used to.
Google Hangouts used to.
Used to,
Victorian, yes. If you pay for Skype, not only does it remove the duck watermark, but it leaves the space there, and you can make that space blank or put your own.
Yeah, if you pay
Watermark
for
up there.
StreamYard. If you pay for StreamYard.
That's what he said. If you pay for it, does the watermark go away?
Yeah,
And the answer is yes.
And you have a lot of other features, I think, if you pay for it. Too.
There are.
Plus,
there
they
are
already
a couple
told
other
me
features.
20 hours a month cap on the free plan.
And see, now that kind of disappoints me in Gabe. because after we all kind of discovered StreamYards and everything, and Claude was using it, I got Gabe on my live stream and did an interview with him about StreamYards. And he told me, he said on my live stream, it will always be free. There are other things coming down the road,
Yeah.
but there will
I
always
remember
be a
that,
free
yeah.
version.
Yeah.
And
Eh.
there is a free, it's kind of like Verizon or AT&T, you get unlimited internet. Sure, you get unlimited internet up to 15 gig and then you get throttled back. Okay, that means it's not unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's always been a big argument over that.
Mhm.
Let me say
So-
hi to Drone Life RC is in here. Who else did I miss? We're ignoring the chat here. I think I said hi to everybody.
Roosevelt
but,
Fly Natural came in,
Yeah. Oh, he's
Mhm.
been in and out.
and
Mike
and
Rose,
Rick
Mike
Albert
Rose
came
is
back
here.
in.
Why Mike isn't in the panel, I'll never know. But with all his new computer and everything, we have to shame Mike into coming in.
Mel, I wanted to ask Mel, I've been having problems with my vMix. For some reason, it won't let me play MP4 videos. It won't, I can't get the video of my guests to come on. I hear their audio, but I don't get a video.
From vMix.
Right. I even uninstalled it and reinstalled it, and it's still the same.
Well, I can help you work on it, I guess, if you want.
Okay.
But we had this issue like this once before, and I helped you get it all fixed. So what happened?
Trying to remember, did we? Was this the same thing? We
It was similar things. You had a lot of stuff going on.
What it wanted a password. Something got changed in the password, and we were able to fix. This is something totally different. Everything else works fine. It's just the video. It's not letting me play videos. Like you see how I have my my timer where I
Yeah.
have the music with, that won't show up.
Hmm.
But I get put JPEGs. I can have, my regular screen where you see me like you see me right now. That works with the background. Everything else works. It just that, and I don't know what's going. I may have a virus, but it's contained, not doing anything screwy. The virus detector that I have has it locked away, so it's not messing up my computer, but it did
In
stop.
theory, yeah. Okay. Well, why don't you get rid of the virus?
I've tried to. Unless I, get not the free version, but if I buy that, I'm like, I'm not going to pay $70 a year for because I'm poor right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've got things that are coming. I'm bringing my other computer online. I've decided I'm going to go with Windows on that, and that's going to be my new machine. And it'll have a 500 gig SSD drive with the 4 terabyte drive on it. So that'll be my C drive. So it'll be quite a bit faster. And down the road, I'm going to upgrade the CPU on that to max out the motherboard on that. And that'll be my main machine. It'll have tons of space on it. And it'll take a while for me to fill it all up.
Yeah, I thought it would take a while for me to fill a 4 terabyte drive. Less than a year, it was 3/4 full.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I got a 10 terabyte drive here, and I'm up to about 7 already on that.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I've got another.
It doesn't
I've
take
got
much.
another 6 of storage sitting on the shelf that I haven't even started yet. So yeah,
Remember back when 800 megabytes was huge?
I remember when 150 megabytes was huge.
Yeah. Oh,
But
boy.
anyway,
I remember that.
Yeah, I'll help you mess with
FM
that, Art.
drives and the SCSI drives.
Oh, SCSI drives. Now you're going Now you're going back.
Yeah.
Oh man, I finally figured out why I couldn't type in the chat. You don't even want to know, but
Yeah, I do.
actually, the fact that I had to be logged in under a different account, believe it or not, in the browser than the old guy account. I had to be under my regular Gmail account.
Why?
I don't know why. It's just the way it was set up, I guess. But let's see. I just went, and now all my other stuff is back. And let me see if I can type something in the chat. Test. Yes, I can. And let me go over here and look and see.
Hey,
if
there it is, but it's under Mitch.
Oh, it's under Mitch. Okay, so I'm in the wrong account. I'm still in the wrong account, and I'm still not a moderator. So I just have to figure out I have 4 different Gmail accounts, and evidently this is really stupid. So there's a login. There's a login for YouTube. Ah, okay, and there's a login for the browser. See.
Okay,
So
well, you don't
I
have to
think-
log into the browser. Just log into YouTube.
I think that I need to change sign out. I think I need to sign back in with no, that's not it. I need to switch users here somewhere. Sign in.
Right click on your YouTube icon in the top right
Yeah,
corner.
and let's try signing in with the old guy. But this is what I did before.
Oh, this is what else I got for Christmas. Amazon gift card.
I should stop trying to fool with this. But it did let me put something in the chat anyway. So we'll
Great.
figure it out. Anyway, I'll be Mitch for the rest of this broadcast.
Okay.
What the hell? Instead of old guy, it'll work. Yeah, it's a pain. So what time is it? God, it's 8:45 already, guys.
Yeah, 20 minutes to the hour. Yep.
Yeah. I tell you what, I think I'm gonna cut it
Okay.
and say
Going
goodnight
on
to
3
everybody.
hours here. Good for you.
Yeah. Well,
And how many people
and,
are in?
Just 12.
Well, hey,
Oh.
you kept 12 for 3 hours. That's 36
Yeah.
hours of watch
It's
time.
a-
Yeah, we
like
got no.
that,
It
buddy.
worked out. It worked out good. We were up to about 17 or 18 there at one point. But it is a holiday week and everything, and
Yeah, that's true.
I want to thank you guys for coming in and joining
fun.
this little
Well, thanks
little
for
free
allowing
New
us.
Year's Eve party, and thanks for sharing your FPV adventures with us, Mel. It is an adventure. I'll
It
tell you
is.
one thing about FPV you'll find is there's no shortage of content possibilities.
No shortage of what?
Content possibilities. There's
Oh,
tons
yeah.
of things about it to show, to talk about. There's the
Yep.
building, there's the flying, there's the drama.
Yep. Well, there very well may be also content about pay it forward, like who wants to win a 5-inch quad?
Yeah.
So you just never know. There might be giveaways in the future.
Yeah, you'll listen. You'll get there. You just keep. You know, I haven't learned overnight. You won't learn overnight. What the key is, you got to do a lot of it. There's just no substitute for.
Yeah.
This is a muscle memory type of thing. This is not an intellectual learning. This is a physical. I want to learn how to ice skate, so I better get my ass up on the ice skates and stay there
Yep.
until I don't fall down anymore.
That's about it too. Yep.
So, guys, thanks for coming in. Let me see who we got in the chat here, and see who's
Barry,
hanging around. It looks like Brett is still here, and Barry RG is still here. Mike Roche is here,
Jim Hayes is here. Wow.
and Tim Hayes. Hey, how you doing? Good show. New to the channel. Thanks for coming in, Tim. And I'll tell you what, everybody else is blue but you and some guy named Mitch. And that's
I
me.
don't know about that Mitch guy. You know, you got to watch out for him.
And that's me. And you notice I really like to make everybody blue, and give them a moderator so they feel like they're a member of the family, and I can tell who the new guys are, like you, because they're white. But unfortunately, I somehow got myself logged out, and I have not been able to log back in with my correct Gmail account. So I can't make anybody a moderator, and even I showed up as
New
not a
channel, no
moderator here.
content, no about, no nothing there, Mitch.
What's that?
Tim Hayes.
What? The Mitch?
Tim Hayes.
Oh, Tim Hayes. Okay, well that's fine. Not everybody is a content producer. There's a lot of people who are just spectators,
That is true.
and we like them too. You have to create a channel just to
Yep.
watch to participate, but
Yep.
just because somebody has no content doesn't mean they're not interested and they're not don't have the potential to be a good.
I got a
good member of the
notification
community.
about some old guy and his drone is live.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that went out. That went out correctly. So I don't know. When I get it all shut down and I'll log back in, I'll figure out what the hell I was doing wrong. It's beyond me, and it's a combination of what account I'm logged into the browser and what account I'm logged into YouTube, and the combination of those two just ain't make it. And unfortunately, I also have a couple other Gmail accounts for.
Well,
For
sure.
different-
We all do. We all do.
Yeah, different purposes and things. So with that, anyway, I say goodnight to everybody in the chat. Say goodnight to you guys.
Good night, Trevor,
and-
Rick,
Good
Tim,
night,
the new
everybody.
guy,
Trevor,
Mike Roach, everybody, Roosevelt,
Roosevelt, Rick,
Art, Mitch.
Mitch,
Okay, thank you, Mel. We'll ring you out with some applause. And Art, there you are. Give you your little
Thank you
choir
very much.
sing out there. And I will see you next time. Thanks for coming in, buddy. All right, take care. And that just leaves me, everybody, and the monkey. So with that, we'll crank up a little bit of my music here, which is, there it is. Okay. Thought maybe that had crapped out on me too. Well, it wasn't too bad. We managed to get through it without too many technical difficulties. Thanks to all the guys that came in and everybody who came in to chat as well and watched. And as usual, I'm going to give you the rest of the day off. Go play with your drones, and everybody have a very safe, and I emphasize the word safe, New Year's. Be careful, and we'll see you next Thursday in January. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my boy Spank the monkey, and he can say goodnight. Say goodnight, Spank.